with it. But the thing about it is, you got to get it seared in your mind. That's right. And what I mean about seared in your mind, have you ever seen somebody that got branded by iron? They seared, that's a permanent mark. That's right. That mark will never go away. Same thing if we need to start back to get God law, statute, commandment, seared back in our hearts.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 36. Have mercy upon us, O Lord God of all, and behold us, and send thy fear upon all the nations that seek not after thee. Lift up thy hand against the strange nations, and let them see thy power. As thou wast signified in us before them, so be thou magnified among them before us. And let them know thee, as we have known thee, that there is no God but only thou, O God. Shew new signs, and make other strange wonders. Glorify thy hand and thy right arm, that thou mayest set forth thy wondrous works. Raise up indignation, and pour out wrath. Take away the adversary, and destroy the enemy. Make the time short, remember the covenant, and let them declare thy wonderful works. Let him that escapeth be consumed by the rage of the fire, and let them perish that oppress the people. Smite and surrender the hands of the rulers of the heathen, that say, there is none other but we. Gather all the tribes of Jacob together, and inherit them, as from the beginning. O Lord, have mercy upon the people that is called by thy name, and upon Israel, whom thou hast named thy firstborn. O be merciful unto Jerusalem, thy holy city, the place of thy rest. Fill Zion with thy unspeakable oracles, and thy people with thy glory. Give testimony to those that are possessed from the beginning, and raise up prophets that have been in thy name. Reward them that wait for thee, and let thy prophets be found faithful. O Lord, hear the prayer of thy servants, according to the blessing of Aaron of thy people, that all they which dwell upon the earth may know that thou art the Lord, the eternal God. In Yahweh's name we pray. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Make sure Facebook.
Today's class. When your mind is changed, your spirit will be transformed also. Remember YAH, and your spirit will follow.
Remember YAH, and your spirit will follow. What I see is Israel have a hard time focusing.
Big time.
And when I tell you, the chip, you know, they run around here with the chip in your hand, the chip, your mind has already been chipped with the system.
That's right.
Your every thought is the thought of negativism. It's not positive. It's not Christ. As long as you are being held down by what you've been taught here, you're never going to overcome. So a lot of you get out your head. See, a lot of you don't like to communicate. You don't like to pick up the phone. You rather sit and let your head destroy you, because they already programmed you to be destructive.
That's right.
Name me anything positive outside these doors. Nothing. Give me Jeremiah 17:9.
Bring it out.
A lot of us, we don't understand because we don't like to listen. A lot of us, we proud, we don't like counseling.
That's right.
No one can tell me anything. I got control. You got to get out of your head.
That's right.
Your head is self-destruction. You need directions.
That's right.
Everything else you use it for, don't you? But you don't want to use Christ. That's our problem. We can't get out of our head. That's why I was telling you this week, pick up the phone, call somebody. Your mind, why you thinking somebody put that 38 side their head and blow their brains out?
Bring it out.
Because they refuse to speak to someone. Your mind is self-destruction. And let me tell you something. All day long, you TV, anything you doing, they keep implanting that seed over and over and over.
That's right.
Just like the slavery movies. They keep reminding you you're a slave.
Bring it out.
Over and over and over. It's like that Will Smith movie. Over and over. Your mind is set for self-destruction. Come out of the darkness. Some of you like to stay in that darkness because guess what your mind telling you? It's telling you lies.
That's right.
Open your mouth and find the truth out.
That's right.
Your mind will lie to you. How many people don't die for nothing on this planet? Read that out.
Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 9. The heart is deceitful above all things.
Y'all understand how wicked your mind is? You've been passed down from generation to generations to generations, not knowing nothing.
That's right.
And when you think you know something, then I know you destroy it. It's nothing here that is going to heal you but the word of Christ.
That's right.
The ministers that's coming out here giving you something that you don't even know. You sitting in darkness. A lot of you sit in darkness because your mind is thinking for you. Your mind is telling you lies. Because all you have been in program with is lies. The televisions, look at the relationships. Why the marriages are so destroyed on the planet.
Bring it out.
Why the families are so destroyed. Seeking knowledge is so important. But why are you thinking you text and not call anymore?
Teach.
Why do you think you do these things? Because the system programmed you to do these things. And they remind you by using you.
That's right.
You their best weapon.
That's right.
The peoples are their best weapons to destroy each other.
That's right.
Because once you tell one the truth, they don't want to hear it. Get out of your head. Your head is danger.
That's right.
A lot of you don't understand that, do you? When you can't control your mind, man, you are a loose cannon. You got to be able to control your thoughts. Read on up.
And desperately wicked.
And desperately, your thoughts, man. If you don't know, if you don't talk to somebody, what you gonna think?
Teach.
How many people done left and said something positive about the body?
Bring it out.
They all say something negative. That's how you program. Because you don't know how to control. Get out your own head. Your own head is a stick of dynamite.
That's right.
It'll destroy you. It'll have you thinking one way because you won't open your mouth. Information and knowledge is important in this movement. Read on,
Who can know it?
Who know it? How can you know these things when you're sitting in darkness, when you won't open your mouth, when you won't seek counseling, when you won't ask for help? When you know it all. Let me tell you something. You don't know, let me just be real with you. You don't know a damn thing, man.
Bring it out.
It's too many of us walking around here, pride on us, prideful, man. What you prideful for?
Bring it out.
Your zip code different than anybody else's.
Teach.
Your situation different than anybody else's.
Bring it out.
That show you how much sickness is running amongst us. No one in Israel is doing these things that we're doing in here. We're trying to heal your mind.
That's right.
That's where it starts at.
That's right.
We got to get you come out the darkness, man. Stop. Why are you thinking so many people, when they start talking, you see them start walking backwards. They start going back to what they know. The world that destroyed them.
That's right.
That's why I tell you, get your children out front of the television.
That's right.
Some of you will leave your child in front of the television so it can destroy your child. We don't take nothing in, we don't think about nothing around here, how we destroy it in the mind. We all, no matter where you go, what state you go, what country you go, they use the same system.
That's right.
It's nothing different. Read up.
I, the Lord, search the heart.
The Lord say he have to search the mind. Because some of you can lie in here all you want to. You can deceive all you want to. The Lord know your mind. Your mind is corrupt. Your mind is corrupt because, one, I keep seeing people don't like counseling because they got it. I've seen a lot of people thinking they was in control fell right off a cliff. You're not in control. The system is in control of your mind. It's going to remind you daily of what you are, what you should be doing. You got to break that spell. You got to fight yourself. A lot of you don't like to do that. You like to fight others. That's how the world is.
That's right.
Tell them some truth, man. They ready to fight you. Read on up.
I try the rain.
He said, I try to mind the mind, man. What's so important? How can you teach others? Why are we not moving like we should? Because some of us, man, we okay with what's going on. We okay with others doing all the work. We okay with others teaching. But when I look on Facebook, you see everybody teaching. You got the blind leading the blind.
What's going on there?
That's what's going on. That's why you see me on there. I'm trying to get out of there, man, because it's pure sickness on there.
Yeah.
Right? Sickness, even from the Israelites. It ain't no love in there. Read on up.
Even to give every man according to his ways.
To your thoughts, man. To your thoughts. When you sitting up thinking evil thoughts, man, that's the system planted something in your head.
Teach.
You got to get out of your own head.
Right.
That's why you see people go into depression, because they sitting in darkness. They don't want to tell the truth about what's going on. I'll tell you something, ain't no situation great around here, man. The mind is poison. That's why you see the peoples. You see the information flowing out, people's reject it. You see it amongst the nation. They rejects it. Why? Because they sick. It's people walking around with fringes on, sicker than the peoples out in the world.
That's right.
Read on up.
And according to the fruit of his doing.
Your works, whatever you doing, man, you're gonna be held accountable for it, because this is where it all starts, your mind. See, some of us, we can't get our own head, man. You know how it is. You was out there in a relationship. Your woman gone somewhere, you thinking she cheating. She might not, she probably going to take care of business. Same thing for the sisters.
Bring it out.
Because you've been taught to think negative, man. Everything you think is negative. Yep. Somebody cut you off, you're right, man, I'm gonna kill you. You can't control yourself. Why are you thinking so many people's getting locked up for nothing, man?
That's right.
Families killing families. If I'm in a family, man, please let me know. I don't want to be involved with it. Why are you thinking this sickness is going on? These peoples are sick, and the Most High is trying to revive you, and you rejecting the knowledge. 2 Peter 3:1.
Bring it out.
You reject the knowledge. You don't want the healing because you got pride on you. That's what pride do for you. That's why it goes before destruction. How many people's got pride on them? A lot of them, man, because you can't tell them nothing, because they know everything and don't know nothing. Some of you may know just barely how to get around in your city. Put them in another city, see where you go without your GPS. I'm trying to tell you, man, it's time for you to open your mind up. Read this up.
2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 1.
Read on.
This second epistle, beloved.
Say, beloved, read.
I now write unto you, in both which I stir up your pure mind.
Your pure mind. Your pure mind. Because your mind has been corrupted. It's been corrupted by a system. It's been corrupted by parents. It's been corrupted by grandparents. It's been corrupted by everything. But you don't want to come in here, so where I say, put on that new spirit, put on that new garment. Right. A lot of you still walking around here with that old garment on, man. That's your mind.
Teach.
That's your mind. You can't get out your own head. Now I understand it. When you can't get out your head, you try to destroy others. That's what happens. Because you destroy it in your thoughts, you want to take it out and destroy others. That's how we operate. That's why you see the neighborhoods can't rebound. What tell me one hood you seen have self-educated themselves, provided their own bank,
Bring it out.
Provided their own jobs.
Bring it out.
Name me one. Because everybody in there been programmed.
Right.
And that's the problem. He's trying to stir up your pure mind. That's your understandings. He's trying to get you back to who you were, to living. We come in here on the Bible. You're supposed to read it daily, but you got a daily life to do. And I'm going to tell you something. Doing that daily life, your thoughts are wicked.
That's right.
Bring it out.
Because you won't talk to people.
Yeah.
That's what they want to do. They want to shut us down.
Bring it out.
We won't even call, man, when we need help. You'll call when you need help on them bills, won't you?
Bring that out.
But for your own self, you won't even call.
Okay, bring that out.
That's why I tell people they don't love themselves. They love destruction.
Big
That's
facts.
We got to get out of that. We got to open our mouth, man. Help! Somebody help me. They don't want to do that. Pride. Nobody can tell me nothing. I know everything. No, you don't. And I keep telling you these things, man. Read on up.
By way of remembrance.
By way of remembrance, trying to get you back to who you were. Because you got to get all them thoughts. A lot of you know scriptures, but you don't know scriptures.
Bring that out. Bring it out.
Yes, sir.
And I tell you, quit putting them, posting them scriptures out there. That ain't showing me that, but you destroyed.
That's right.
How you gonna edify somebody with just a scripture? Just showing you got pride on you. You don't need to be seen. Do the work. You got business to take care of during the week, don't you? Give me Wisdom of Solomon 70:24.
Bring it out.
We don't want to think, man. We don't want to open ourselves up to helping. That's when you're getting baptized, man. When you ask for that help. When you asking for that help, the Lord will baptize you with some truth, man.
Right.
You'll start believing, hey, yeah, something ain't right. You don't need medication. You don't need these quacks that they give you.
That's right.
You need the Lord, man. Read this out.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7 and verse 24. For wisdom is more moving than any motion.
That's what I'm trying to get y'all. What the Lord trying to bring to you. Read.
She passeth and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness.
Pureness, read.
For she is the breath of the power of God.
He's the breath of the power of God, man. Y'all don't understand how much power you have. When you don't know, you can do anything on this planet, man. Everything here is simple.
That's right.
They just give it names and make it confusing to you. That's all it is. That's all it is. What is somebody doing? What kind of education you need to be a president?
Bring it out.
You ain't lying.
None. You just got to be someone righteous in the spirit, man, to lead the people. So the people that's leading us, it's not righteous in the spirit.
That's right.
Read on.
And a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty.
Read on.
Therefore, can no defiled thing fall into her.
When you understand, when you start coming and asking for these things, opening your mouth, you got to open your mouth. If you're hurting, something going on, you got to open your mouth. You can't sit back in darkness.
That's right.
It'll destroy you. These things will destroy you. We got to learn to communicate. Some people don't like to communicate. You tell them to pick up that phone, they ain't gonna do it. Because they love that darkness, sickness.
That's right.
That's the worst sickness, man, to not pick up that phone. Just the man asking brothers to be in the glide, they won't do it. They got other things to do because they sick. And when I tell them, I'm telling them the truth. Read.
For she is the brightness of the everlasting light.
Read on.
The unspotted mirror of the power of God. And the image of his goodness.
When you doing the thing the right way, when you asking for help, see, a lot of us, we don't want it. See, we think we better than each other. That's why you got kings and queens in here. That's why you see all the sickness and nonsense that Israel is doing. And then you see the peoples in these communities. It's real sickness out here, man.
That's right.
You think somebody driving a nice car, his mind is righteous. That person's sicker than anybody.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
I seen somebody, man, God bless me with a car. I'm like, a car, no? Is that a blessing now? It's how much sickness is, they thinking they get something, man. They thinking God gave them to it. That's going to destroy you.
That's right. Facts.
Because that's your God. Read.
And being but one, she can do all things. And remaining in herself, she maketh all things new.
You understand when you renew your mind with righteous information, with righteous communication, picking up that. That's a hard trait to do for Israel. Call each other.
Facts.
I was calling these so-called elders out here. I'm not calling these frauds anymore, man. How they can't show love with somebody reaching out to them and they won't reach back. How am I gonna keep reaching out to them? And when you calling somebody and they don't call you, that let you know they don't really care about you.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't have to be chasing people down.
That's right.
That's not love. I've talked to many brothers in here. They leave out that door, they won't even answer their phone.
Bring it out.
That means they were sick. See, they don't know they're sick. So everybody thinking everybody in here well because they can tie their shoes.
Bring it out.
Bring that out.
It's crazy. We thinking everybody in here sound mind, man, because they got what y'all thought good conversations. I'm gonna tell you one thing they'll call you for, that drama. They won't hesitate picking up that phone, will it?
You ain't lying.
They won't hesitate getting on Facebook. So they won't hesitate when it comes to that sickness and that darkness. See, but to think righteousness and to feel spiritual is peace. It's not what y'all perceive. Spiritual men and spiritual women operate in the spirit. And that's the spirit of love.
That's right.
Caring for your brothers and sisters.
That's right.
And if someone offend you, pick that phone up. Tell them. And if they can't receive it, then they sick.
That's right.
But see, people that sick don't like to be told the truth. Read up.
And in all ages, entering into holy souls. She maketh them friends of God and prophets.
Making friends. And you got a lot of these guys out here on these street corners, man. They're not friends of God, man. They're the friend of the devil, man.
Right.
Some of these brothers should be go sit down somewhere, man. Out there want to be seen, man. That's all. They ain't out there doing the work of the Lord. Sick men with fringes on these corners today. But see, that's how everybody loves them. Because they sick. See, when you sick, you love others sick. A crackhead ain't hanging out with someone got a PhD, is he? He ain't hanging out. Alcoholic ain't hanging out with a police officer, is he, daily? They're not hanging out with people that's not doing what they do. So when you sick, and let me tell you something. When you're in that spirit of loneliness, that's darkness.
That's right.
You gotta open your mouth. You can't get help if you don't open your mouth. And some of you, when you open your mouth to God first.
That's right. That's right.
Pray about it.
Bring it out.
That's why I tell you about people, man. Read.
For God loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom.
That's what God loves. People think God loves ignorant, man. They thinking God loves just anything. And if you ask somebody and they'll lie to you right in your face, like, just have a knife just cut you. You know how that knife cut you. They be lying to you, man. And the knife just be coming down your face like this. You don't want to be around people like that. You can't build with people that lie to you. You can't build a business with liars. Well, we can't build nothing. Because we ain't thinking we ain't got the same mind.
That's right.
See, some people that come in, they want to be scripture. Let me tell you something, man. Kill the precept thing. Some people typing in and asking questions about stuff. I'm like, I'm not answering them questions. Because are you watching classes? Have you read your Bible?
Bring it out.
Bring that out.
You want one question, you want to know the whole Bible. Sickness. Instead of asking, how can I come and learn and build? They want to ask questions about a precept. That let me know you're not trying to build. You got to get your spirit right.
Right.
And that's your mind. Read.
For she is more beautiful than the sun, and above all the order of stars, being compared with the light, she is found before it.
Let me tell you something. When you got your spirit right, you're just like Christ. Christ didn't show no ill will towards his brothers and sisters.
That's right.
People got to learn to control their mouth.
That's right.
See, because anything fly out when you're not. See, a lot of you not in control of self. See, self is in control of you. Your mind controls you. You got to be able to think. If you're drowning, you're not going to act that way drowning, are you? You ever seen somebody drown and somebody go in there to get them there and they're drowning them? See, pop goes the weasel, you on your own. You're going to drown yourself. This is how life feels. See, when you're drowning, before you start drowning, call for help. We don't want to do these things. Because we got pride on us, man. We got a job. We got a career. We got this, we got that. A lot of people thought the same way you thought.
That's right.
And I keep telling you, murder-suicide is at an all-time high.
That's right.
I just seen a person in Cincinnati, man, a lady killed almost everybody in the house because they behind on their bills. They in foreclosure. Just seen a brother down there in Houston shot his daddy. Sickness in the house. Since people sick, but we don't understand they sick because we thinking they well because they can put a shirt on. Some of the sick, why you thinking the penitentiary overpopulated?
Bring it out.
Why you thinking there's so much sickness in the world? Mental institution. Why are you thinking there's so much going on? The single baby mamas. You thinking these single baby mamas as well? Because she got a big booty and a nice dress and a nice purse. That's for you. That's a wifey for you.
Bring it out.
That's the devil.
Bring it out.
They attract you. The same with that man with that car. He's there to attract you. You don't know what's in his head. Y'all see it on TV all the time. They was inseparable. But then they murder each other.
Right like that.
Read,
For after this cometh night.
This cometh darkness, man. If you don't do what's right, you're going to sit in darkness. Even though you hollering shalom, bro.
Bring it out.
Read.
But vice shall not prevail against wisdom.
It won't prevail against wisdom. Communicating somebody, asking somebody help. We won't do it. We'll drown in our own mind. Your own mind is why are you thinking these young men out here killing each other? Young sisters out here horny, setting each other up, whoring themselves out. Why are you thinking these things are happening? They are sicker because guess what? Generation to generation, just think when they have children. You don't know what's coming.
That's right.
Y'all don't know what's coming around here.
Bring it out. Yeah.
Right now, I'm seeing children, little 13, 14-year-old robbing.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
They don't care no more.
That's right.
And what you thinking they gonna have? They gonna bring in beauty in this world?
Bring it out.
Y'all better start understanding. That's why when your mind right, when you got the spirit of the Lord on you, they'll run right past you. Romans 15:1. We got to change our garments, man. Our minds is corrupt. Read this out.
Romans chapter 15 and verse 1. We then that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak.
We trying to help, but you don't want to reach out. We got a suggestion box. Anybody seen anything in it in the last month?
Bring it out.
See? We trying to help, and nobody won't help. Read it again.
We then that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak.
We're trying to help with the condition, your conditions. You sit at home and do all that other thing, you're dying inside. It's killing you. Read.
And not to please ourselves.
We're not here to please ourselves. It's not about us.
That's right.
Read.
Let every one of us please his neighbor for his good to edification.
Instruction, the way of life. Read.
For even Christ pleased not himself.
Christ didn't please himself. Read.
But as it is written.
It's written in the Psalm 69. Read.
The reproaches of them that reproached thee fell on me.
They fell on me. Read.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
That's why I keep telling you, when you're not reading, man, even though you're reading that Bible, but you're in darkness, it's not helping you.
That's right.
You got to come to the light. You got to come to the truth about self. See, a lot of you don't even fast on your own. See, you waiting on everybody. You waiting on orders. You got to start thinking for yourself. Fast for yourself.
That's right.
See, we won't do nothing for ourselves. We like to pretend. This is the way the world is. Stun us. You got material things, they mean nothing for your life is more important than everything that you got. You own. Life is more precious than anything. We got to start thinking. We got to stop letting our mind destroy us.
That's right.
And I keep telling you, man, the world is sick. And when people say things about me, man, I know they're sick.
That's right.
I'm not gonna be sick like them. I'm not gonna be sick like them. That world is a crazy. It's a world where there's physical things going on in their mind that they can't control. You got to be able to control what come out your mouth.
Right.
We don't
that we through patience.
We got to learn. That's something else. When you fly off at the mouth, you have no patience. You got to start having patience. Read.
And comfort Christ. Read.
Of
the scripture.
Read on.
Might have hope.
You got to believe. A lot of you don't have faith. When you don't have faith, your faith is weak. You believe in self. Right. Self will destroy you every time. Right. Read.
Now the God of patience.
The God of patience, read.
And consolation.
Comfort, read.
Grant you to be like-minded one toward another.
You got to be like-minded one towards another. See, some of us, we feel like we here. I don't feel like I'm nowhere. I'm just like you. I'm the one sitting in the back of the room today. That's how I feel. But I still come in here with that fire. When I wake up early in the morning, it's game day. That's how I feel. That's just how I take it. Every day is like that for me. Every day is precious. When you're seeing people get snuffed out for anything now. Anything. We won't take life as gold. We're still running around here as brass. Some of you faded brass.
Bring that up.
Read.
according to Christ.
Everything got to be according to Christ, according to the word. Read.
That ye may with one mind and one mouth glorify God.
We should be just like this. That's why you see the divorce rate is so high. It's 2 miles in there. That's why you see families break down. And I'm telling you now, I see they honor these women. That's upside down. When a woman don't want to go in the house and be in second in charge, it's gonna be problems.
That's right.
For everybody in here. You got to have somebody that's able to think and get you out of any situation you can, but a lot of you don't even pick up that phone. That's why you're drowning.
That's right.
That's why I see you. That's why I see so many people I don't see, even out there across the United States, come in on fire. Then it's just smoke now. Because they didn't. When you don't come in here and trying to get yourself right from the beginning, guess what you do? You have fixed things. So what happens when you have fixed things? There's going to be breakdowns, and there's going to be continuous breakdowns, and there's going to be continuous problems because you ain't trying to do it right. And when we're in here trying to tell you how to do it right, you don't want to listen. So you deserve what you get.
That's right.
I'm not going to play games, man, because I came in here for a decade and said, if they can't do it, I won't do it. But I seen that they don't want to do nothing. They want you to do it all. It's sad that I feel like that. It's sad. People's lying, don't want to do nothing because other people's in their ears, they got these sick people's in their ears running their mouth. Ain't got a plan, ain't gonna take you nowhere. I'm telling you the truth. Read.
Even the Father of our Lord Christ. Wherefore, receive ye one another.
Receive, believe, read.
As Christ also received us to the glory of God.
To the glory of God, man. That's where we should be operating. We're not operating in that spirit, man. See, when I come in this truth, everybody want to be leaders.
Yep.
That's how it was. Right.
Yep. Straight like that.
That's where it was, man. They weren't coming in here to see Christ. They was coming in here for notoriety, to be seen. I can put this mic down and come right out there and take notes.
Bring it out.
See, it doesn't matter to me, man. But I know what I'm called to do. Back to 2 Peter, man, 3 and 2. It ain't no fame, man. This ain't the fame you want. People hating on you for nothing. It's not what you want. Read this, huh?
2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 2. That ye may be mindful of the words which were spoken before by the holy prophets.
Read on.
And of the commandment of us, the apostles of the Lord and Savior.
Read, huh?
Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lust.
They after their own thoughts, man. They thoughts will destroy them, man. Because they don't want help. Y'all sit back, man, and then we see you. First thing I hear, I'm keeping the commandments. How can you? When you're out there by yourself. When you're out there in a world, man, that's out there to destroy you. How can you keep these commandments by yourself? See, you can lie to people, but you can't lie to me. See, I walked in your shoes. I know when I come in here for about 6-7 months, man, I just studied. I didn't want to deal with nobody. I wanted to make sure what I'm doing is true. Then I made moves. But I came in with one mind. Be the best that I can be for the Most High and His Son. I didn't come in here seeking anything. When you're looking for something, you're not going to find it.
Right.
How many of you want to go look for that gold today? You won't find it. Wasting your time. Colossians 1 and 21. Wasting your time out here, man, with this world. Not asking for help. Not want to receive. Not want to love. Read this out.
Colossians chapter 1 and verse 21. And you that were sometime alienated and enemies in your mind by wicked works.
This is what when you alienated, you alienated from Christ. In your own mind. In your own mind, your own thoughts. That's why I know y'all not reading the Bible. Because if something ticking you off, you're not reading the Bible. And once you start reading the Bible, you start getting worse. You gotta stay in this Bible, man. Every week.
That's right.
It ain't no off week. A lot of you, Shabbat, you ain't watching class. Doing what you want to do. You're sick, sit back and watch the class. Be the one in there conversating. Be the one in there putting in notes. Be that one working. We're in a terrible situation in this place.
That's right.
See, I say, I'm going to start posting what I see sometimes on Facebook. How they shut all the Walmarts down in Portland. How they shut one down right in the main strips of Washington, D.C. How they slowly pulling the rug from under your feet. How they just cut food stamps. How the moratorium on rent, right now, they can evict you.
Mm-hmm.
How they coming at you. How they raising food prices. How gas still going up. And we still proud as hell, man.
Bring it out.
Bring it out.
Stuck in your mind, stuck in darkness. It's not going to happen to you. You can go to work Monday, man. They can tell you skedaddles.
Yes, sir.
You're not in control of your situation. So you shouldn't be proud. Read.
Yet now hath he reconciled
Restored your mind, trying to restore your mind. Read.
in the body of his flesh through death to present you holy and unblameable and unreprovable in his sight.
Unreprovable in his sight. Read.
If ye continue in the faith, grounded and settled.
See, a lot of you ain't continuing in the faith, man, because once you go self, you out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Bring that out.
Once something tick you out, you out of there. That means you ain't in control.
Bring it out.
Got to be in control out there, man.
Big thing.
That's what I tell people, man. Some of the things we used to do, we don't do no more.
Thanks.
People calling us, giving us one report, us, hey, trying to give us that your side. Once we find out the other side, it's another side.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to change to get better. A lot of people's in this truth, they just the same as they was last year. We're in a new year. Day of Atonement. We still operating like we back in 1984.
Yes, sir.
It's a true statement. You gotta let go of it. And that's why people, they have a hard time, you know, and I tell people, don't let this slip from you. Because that rope is slippery trying to get back up on it. Trying to get yourself back to where you were. You see people sitting here having problems, man, they having problems because they're not walking in the faith. Some people's in here just because they can be around people. Some of them, you see, you know that they're not in the spirit by what they posting. It said be a watchman. Somebody watch over your soul. I'm going to tell you the truth, no matter how you like it or not.
Bring it out.
I'm not here for your thumbs up. Christ say all he got was thumbs down, didn't he?
Bring it out.
Read.
And be not moved away from the hope of the gospel.
This is what I just said to you. Some of them, they move themselves away and they still acting like they following Christ. But bad mouth and everything. Y'all gonna learn these things, man. When people mind not right, they ain't got nothing good to say about you. No matter how good you've been to them. And the Lord's been good to people in here.
Right.
That's one thing I can tell you.
Thanks.
You can't tell me the Lord's been in here evil to people.
Bring it out.
Read.
Which ye have heard, and which was preached to every creature which is under heaven, whereof I, Paul, am made a minister.
I made a minister. Luke 20:24 and 44. All we're trying to do is build you up spiritually. Show you how to love. Let me tell you something. Nobody know how to love. If they knew how to love, divorce wouldn't be at the highest rate that it is now.
That's right.
That's why you got so many single baby, and they cater to these single baby mamas, man.
Right.
Getting them housing.
Bring it out.
She bring a man in. She want to Kurt Angle him all over the house. Not knowing that you need a man.
Facts.
Who gonna do the work outside? You.
Bring it up.
Bring it out.
See that, see, women's today don't understand how important a man is. And let me just tell you, not a boy. Because some women's like boys. Because they like to control the man.
That's right.
So they find them somebody that they can control.
Right there.
That's what goes on. You be talking to her, yeah, babe, yeah, I'm a steer man. Oh, I can't holler at you. Looking for that beta somewhere. When you're that lion in that house, let me tell you something. Do a lion do what he do? He just wait till the wife cook and he eats.
That's right.
That's what the lion do. The females go kill, he eat, he protects. See, they forget about that part. See, they forget about the balance.
Bring it out.
See, when you forget about the balance, you're going to be solo. And a man, you can't go in the house and just be lazy.
That's right.
It's not a woman's job to be in there doing everything.
That's right.
Especially if you live in an apartment.
Big fan.
Yes, sir.
Big fan.
Telling you the truth, man.
Big fan.
It's time for y'all to get out that spirit, man, of your own mind. You gotta renew your spirit, man. And when you come into an Israelite relationship, you gotta be thinking Israelite relationship, not what I did in the world.
Bring it out.
You can't be thinking like that. You gotta be thinking, hey, man, this is what God put together. This when you come in here, you have to start changing things in your house. And when you don't change things in your house, guess what? It'll get out your house.
That's right.
That's right.
Read this,
St. Luke chapter 24 and verse 44. And he said unto them, these are the words which I spake unto you.
Read.
While I was yet with you.
Christ said, while I was yet with you. Read.
That all things must be fulfilled which were written in the law of Moses.
Read on.
And in the prophets and in the Psalms concerning me.
Concerning him. Read.
Then open he their understanding.
This is why when you listen to Christ, he'll open your mind. But see, a lot of you don't like to listen. This is why your mind's still closed. You still walking around corner with fringes on. If I could estimate how many Israelites out of 100, I tell you, that's truly walking in the spirit, that's probably about 20, 25, 30%. The rest of them are carnal minded. They on Facebook looking for some drama.
Bring it out.
They out on the corners calling the so-called white man the devil and don't even know what they talking about.
Bring it out.
It was a guy jumped on that post, man. And I can call his name out, man, and destroy him spiritually. But I'm not. Because I know he's sick as hell. He's sick, man. Speaking his mind is destroyed.
That's right.
That's why everybody he out there teaching destroyed. You can't win souls like that. Let me tell you something. Once you start getting people to convert, they got to fight for themselves.
That's right.
Some of them have to go in the ring 10 rounds with their own self.
That's right.
Some of them don't. Some of them gonna have to knock themselves out.
That's right.
Bring that out.
You ain't lying.
They're not thinking, man, this is a fight and it starts with you because you're closed-minded. Read,
that they might understand the scripture.
Read on.
And said unto them.
And said unto them, read.
Thus it is written.
Read on.
And thus it behooved Christ to suffer and to rise from the dead the third day.
Read,
and that repentance and remission of sin should be preached in his name among all nations, beginning at Jerusalem.
Beginning with the nation. It say, repentance and remissions of sin should be preached in his name amongst all nations. People get mad at us for telling us we can, the so-called white man, Chinese, Japanese, Ford needs, whoever needs. They get mad, man, and then you see them with the Israelites. Show me some love in Israel.
Bring it out.
Bring that out.
Somebody call me and tell me where that love is being shown in Israel.
Bring it out.
So we going. Let me tell you something, man. You can't build a kingdom with your peoples, man. Right now, your peoples are not, and you don't know if they're your peoples or not.
Bring it out.
Only by the Spirit.
Right.
Only by the Spirit. Romans 7:21. Only by the Spirit. That's the only way you're going to know who is who. Because they're going to show you who they are.
That's right.
Some of them are the child of Christ, and some of them are the child of the devil. Guarantee you. Read this out.
Romans chapter 7 and verse 21.
Read on.
I find then a law.
I find then a law. That law is Christ. Read.
That when I would do good, evil is present with me.
Evil still present in your mind, man. Even though you fighting. This is a fight. This is a war. Hey, Armageddon and all this. Man, nuclear missiles. Get out of all that garbage.
Bring it out.
Get out of all that garbage. Spaceships and lit mans and get out of all that garbage. You got to start trying to heal people's minds.
Right.
They walking around here destroyed.
Right.
You in a war with yourself. And some of you can't overcome self.
Right.
Because you won't pick that phone up and reach out. and show some love. That's why I told you on the messenger, pick the phone up. Some of you probably didn't even pick the phone up. Let's show you who you are. Won't pick the phone up and call somebody you haven't spoken to. We got to get out of that spirit, man. We got to get out of that spirit. Because let me tell you something. If you're on that highway in Timbuktu and they pass by you and pull over, you're going to have a great conversation, ain't you? See, when you're in need, you'll talk then. You need to be talking before that happens. Read,
For I delight in the law of God.
A joy. You have joyfulness. Read.
After the inward man.
After the inward man, after the spiritual man. Read.
But I see another law in my memory.
I see another law in my memory. What I was taught here. Read.
Warring against the law of my mind.
Warring against the law of my mind. You're in there. You're in a war. You're in a war. You don't understand that war. You got to overcome self. That's where it starts at. You gotta overcome yourself, man. Thinking and started going and talking to a person. You can't operate like that. That's the self-destruction. You thinking they made all these rap self-destruction? They already telling you what it is.
Bring it out.
I just gave you a video. I gave you what's that one? My mind's playing tricks on me. When you watch the video, they talking about themselves.
That's right.
Scarface said, I seen a man just like me. He had a hat on, and you're like Bushwick Bill said he was whooping somebody 6'2", but he was fighting himself.
Bring it out.
That's right.
Y'all are fighting yourself, and y'all don't even know it.
Bring it on.
You don't want the help, man. If I need some help, I'm gonna ask for help.
That's right.
See, y'all don't know how to ask for help, man. You don't even know you're in a war with yourself.
That's right.
Read on up.
And bringing me into captivity to the law of sin.
That's why you go back. You keep running back, man. You keep running back. You keep running back. You out there keep running back. Hit that like button, man. Why you sitting there and doing nothing again this week? Share the video, man.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Stop sitting on your can, man. You should be you should be the one telling them to do this out there.
That's right.
We don't want to do nothing, man. We in here looking for something to fail. That's how our mind is. See, when we can't tear it down, we'll try to talk it down. See, that law of sin, it operates in your read,
Bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my memory.
It's in your mind, man. It's going to keep bringing you back. If you like that weed, it's going to keep calling you. Who is it? Hey, this weed, man. What you doing? This is weed, man. What's up, Doc? I'm coming through. Doc, you know I got it. Come on through. There you go. Right back in the scene. Ain't thinking you should be cussing weed out like Scarface. I'm done with you. See, some of you can't tell somebody the truth out here.
Bring it out.
Bring it out.
It's not hard. It's show love. Read up.
Oh, wretched man that I am.
See, when you understand that you're destroyed, see, you don't want to get out your own head, your mind, your spirit. You need help. See, this is what you go into these classes and everybody talking about ships and chips. They want all this other stuff. People see some lights in the sky. That's a ship up there. Yeah. Like, let me tell you something. Did you know over in that war, over in Iraq, over in them wars, they had Muhammad up there in the chariot.
That's right.
They had Muhammad up there in the chariot, man. You don't understand how your enemy works, man. He wants you to believe in the lies like he went on a ship and he landed on a light. Not on a moon, on a light.
Bring it out.
I'm just telling you how he plays with your mind. That's why your mind playing tricks on you.
That's right.
Because you believing in some lies that was being, they make sure they repeat it on television. They just keep running reruns. You know, reruns go like hard. You still watching Good Time, man. Good Time went off for the early win, 72. Why is you thinking that people still watching him? They like to lie.
That's right.
And just like they told you, Esther was talking about talking to her little son Michael, and Michael was bringing the Bible out, and he brought out 1 and 14, but he forgot 1 and 15, didn't he? But why they ain't show you the video I just showed you about them calling themselves Edomites? See, nobody in Israel had brung that video out. Nobody. They'll tell you who they are, man. You just sit, once you got paid, you sit back. That's why I tell you what you're doing today, stop it completely. Stop everything you're doing. Take a year or two off, and then go back and start watching. You're going to see it in a different way. You're going to be able to see it. That's why I be watching movies. I see things, I be like, ooh.
That's right.
I'm not watching movies with a carnal mind anymore. I'm watching it with a spiritual mind.
Right.
I'm seeing what they're doing, how they programming the mind.
That's right.
They programming you. No matter what movie it is, it can be a B movie. Read on up.
Who shall deliver me from the body of this death?
Who gonna deliver you? Who? You? You can't deliver yourself. See, that's the thing, man. Some of we turn it off and on. Let me tell you something. You gotta be just like the sun and the moon. You gotta be like this every day. They never leaves their rotation. You got to be in the spirit, man. You got to be in the spirit. You can't be changing. Oh, the sun, I'm not coming out today, man. I got a problem.
Bring it out.
I'm not, I don't care about y'all fruits and vegetables need to grow, man. I'm not coming this way.
That's right.
You got to understand what the scriptures are saying to you. See, the city, I'm going to do a class on the city. See, because this city, it's nothing but poison, man.
That's right.
Nothing but people's killing each other around here, man. It's nothing positive. But see, what you think is positive, football game, baseball games, all this other nonsense. People's hungry now. And these little children, they hungry. They are robbing.
Bring it out.
They are robbing, I'm telling you. Granny gonna be loading her groceries in. Somebody gonna roll up on her with a 22 with one in the chain. They hungry. You better have your spiritual coat on, your spiritual protection on, man. Because if you're corner mind, it's going to happen to you. But read,
I thank God through Christ our Lord.
See, a lot of you ain't on your knees, man. Asking for forgiveness, asking for direction, asking to get this out of you. You ain't on your knees asking and praying about it. You won't let them tears come out. And renew yourself. Renew yourself. You won't allow it. Because pride. You thinking something here is good? Nothing here good.
Right.
Everything around here, man, is garbage. Because in fact, they keep shutting down these Walmarts. I keep telling y'all, man. Everything that we bringing out is taking effect.
That's right.
See, it's not happening fast enough for you. See, you don't really understand that. See, when it start happening, it's just like drops of water. See, that bucket don't get full with them little drips to it. Drip, drip, drip. You come outside in the morning, it's just a little spot in there. Come out there by the evening, it's a little rim. A week later, it's overrunning. See, stop playing games, man. Get your spirit right. Read on.
So then, with the mind, I myself serve the law of God.
You got to serve Christ. Read.
But with the flesh, the law of sin.
See, when you're corner-minded, man, you serving sin. You don't even know you're serving sin. No matter how good your garment look. We're going to be looking fresh on Passover, man.
That's right.
Bring that out.
I might even dance for y'all, do my routine. Might sing a song or something. I feel good. Give me this letter, man. I get pumped up. This is a big event for us.
That's right.
Big event. You got people working back on the scene. Y'all sit out there still, let your mind destroying you. Read this out.
The mind. Broken and corrupt spirits are everywhere, not just in the churches, but in the families, in our homes, and our neighborhoods. So many people are hiding excruciating secrets, crying to themselves in darkness, hanging on living day to day without YAH. Many of our minds are hurt. So few realize it or do anything about it.
Some of y'all don't even know, man, you're dealing with things that you need to get counseling on. That's holding a lot of you back. That's holding a lot of people out there in their world back. A lot of Israelites watching right now can't come in because of things that they're dealing with. They feel like it's secret. They got to keep it that way. How many people live with secrets in these families? You find out babies, mama's babies, daddy's maybe. You find out a lot of things go on in these families. Families can have a lot of secrets, man, and they keep it that way to try to keep the family intact. But what happens over generations? It start growing, it start separating.
That's right.
There's no bond because everybody in there living a lie. Read.
The mind is the motor that controls the thoughts. In a sense, the mind's relationship is like a builder's relationship with the sun.
Read on.
If you are a builder in this truth, trying to build on a broken spirit.
How you gonna build on a broken spirit? You coming in half-hearted because you're not truly believing. You're thinking something else when you should be thinking something else. I know that confused y'all, but I'm just trying to tell you it's the same thing. You should be believing in the truth. Believe in something else. Believe. Believe. Believe.
Bring it out.
I tell you, believe. Read.
It will not work.
It would not work, man. You're working around with a broken spirit, running around here dealing with all kind of doctrines, looking for something to come in. You know, first when we got started, first somebody want to come in here talking about the chip. Chip the dope. I don't want to hear that garbage. You thinking a chip gonna take people's out? It's the system. They want a flying saucer. Well, fly on out then. I'm just telling you how I am nonsense with this garbage, man. When peoples are broken in the spirit, well, they're gonna put us in concentration camps. We already in one. Go home. Why you call this a prison? You see how the mind is, how weak these people are in the thoughts? Read.
If you do not read, how can you heal perfectly?
How can you heal perfectly? How can you establish yourself in the mind? Because what we are taught not to read as children. They taught us that the slaves didn't know how to read. You find out slaves knew how to read. How you think they were building in everything around here? How you thinking they was putting everything together around here for massa? You thinking the Indian was savages? See, we don't know history. During the Trail of Tears, the Indians sent a delegation, and they had their own newspaper. I just showed the brothers the first penny had an Indian head on it. You knew about the buffalo nickel, didn't you? But you didn't know nothing about the Indian head penny, did you? Yep. See what I'm saying? See, we just take things on the surface. We don't want to go back some. Read, Doc.
The understanding will come out wrong to you.
See, when you're not walking righteously and you walking half-hearted, it's just going to be wrong. Everything is going to be wrong. Read.
To repent.
Read on.
If you keep lying to yourself that your ways is right.
See, a lot of people just like, everything's good, man. Everything's Gucci. But read.
But there are no changes in your life.
None. You come in here, there's no changes. The way you carry on, the way you act towards your brothers and sisters. Read.
You deceive yourself.
That's all you doing, lying to yourself. That little man in your head lying to you. You perfect. Them thoughts in your head lying to you. Read.
Similarly, the mind depends on a righteous spirit.
That's why the mind depends on a righteous spirit. Read.
So when our spirits malfunction,
read on.
We need to take care of the mind through meditation,
read,
counseling, and reading.
See, a lot of you don't understand the steps of getting you back on the right steps. See, a lot of you thinking, I can do it, and you just fall. Read.
The most important is the spirit of YAH, and is the spirit of health.
The spirit of health. Read.
How do we treat the mind itself?
How do you treat your own spirit? Read.
Here are the things that can heal your spirit and protect it from future destruction.
Keep reading, Doc.
Number 1, the Bible.
See, a lot of you don't, when you're going through things, you don't even pick it up.
Thanks.
You don't even pick it up, like our class last night. You don't even pick it up. Some of you stop reading and then you start becoming back what you was. You start turning it back to the huck again. See, you don't understand. Once you change into the spirit of Christ, don't go backwards. Read.
Changes the negative thoughts into positive thoughts.
This word, the spirit would change things to positive. You won't worry about anything. You should be talking, sisters should be talking about the garden, calling each other. Hey, we need to get down here and make sure we're going to have food for these children.
That's right.
We got the chickens to do next week. Why we ain't on the phone talking?
Make it out.
Girl, I'm going to wring me a neck this week. I didn't get one last year, but I'm going to get me one this year, man. Cause my granny would go out there and snatch one off his, he can be out there pecking, she gonna snatch him off his hood. Rack up. Now I told you, my granny should have been in an institution. Just telling you, man. Starts with this Bible. This is what changes us.
That's right.
Read.
Number 2, love.
Love. Charity. Read.
Is the beginning to a healthy spirit.
That's when you know you got, what do you do when you get frustrated? You get angry. See, you got to always operate in one spirit, man. You got to, see, a lot of you like this, a roller coaster. In the truth, you got to be like this. Everything is good. Read.
Removing all corrupt thoughts.
It'll remove those corrupt thoughts once you learn to communicate. Read.
It is the ultimate healing medicine.
It's the ultimately, why are you thinking there's so much hatred out there? Ain't no healing medicine in Israel, man. It's not in Israel. Read.
Number 3, the truth.
The truth, the word. Read.
If you are not willing to examine yourself and believe in the word, counseling, and prayer, that is trust.
That is trust. Read.
You're doing a huge disservice to build your spiritual health.
You're doing yourself a huge service to build you. How you going to build yourself, man, if you don't trust in what the Lord's bringing? Trust in the Lord.
Right.
Turn that TV off on Friday evening, man. There's class going on. I don't care what time it is. Turn the TV on. Watch it. Class going on in the evening. Class is going on in the morning. Tune in. Tune the world out. Read.
Number 4, learning.
Learning. Read.
Literally reshapes your spiritual mind and will help you learn how to deal with your past and today's issues in a healthy way.
It'll learn you how to deal with things in a healthy way. You get a letter in the mail from something, you call and you're talking about it. Man, it makes you feel good. Somebody got the information. Somebody can tell you something how to attack it. See, we ain't learned to trust each other. Once you take these steps, read.
Number 5, humbleness.
Humbleness, read.
Being humble, knowing that you are not your own God.
See, a lot of you say you're still walking around, you're your own gods. That's how you are, but you don't know it. See, your mind will play tricks on you. Read.
And you will need his help.
You're going to need his help. Read.
Number 6, healthy mind brings on a healthy lifestyle.
Think about that, man. A healthy mind brings on a healthy lifestyle. Read.
That's why it is so important to protect your spirit. So take care of yourself and your spirit and mind.
You got to take care of yourself, man. Because everything out here to pull you out.
Right.
Everything, man, it's a trap on every corner.
Right.
See, it's a trap. But we don't want to accept that. Romans 12:1. We don't want to accept that, man, that we got issues, we got problems. We thinking we just got out of slavery, got the Bible, we 100 now. Let me tell you something. The wicked you are in that world, you come in the truth, it's going to take 10, 15 years to get you right. Unless you come in here fighting. Read this out.
Romans chapter 12 and verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice.
You got to present that body. So your mind got to be in control. See, when that mind ain't in control, you know, that brother that pulled that trigger, that sister, they didn't think about that 25 to life, did they? They don't think about their actions before they do it. Head first, crash dummies, man. They go and do it, then, hey, they deal with the consequences after. I tell brothers all the time, man, I wish I would have knew the truth at a young age.
Right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had that man. I'd have been like up in that Malcolm X stadium. Get your hand out my pocket. Some of y'all don't know what I'm talking about, man. That man had his hand in my pocket over 30 years. Can't even eat, man. What? But see, we don't understand how destroyed we are. See, we thinking we in control, man. I'm gonna tell you something. It's better to listen. I learned from the old schools. Then they tell you it's cheaper to keep it. You better believe it's gonna be cheaper.
Right.
I'm just telling you, man. I'm telling you, they didn't have spiritual wisdom, but they had some worldly wisdom.
That's right.
They can tell you some things, man. When people are trying to give you some information, they're trying to give you that shortcut.
That's right.
See, most of y'all like to go find y'all way across that bridge your own way. When the bridge right there, but you'll try to find another way. We don't, that's how we are. Read on, Holy, read.
Acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service.
This is your reasonable service, man. Shabbat, our holy days, loving each other during the week. That's y'all most precious time. So this is what you're doing. I'm trying to cook this cornbread from scratch. Give me some good news with it. Brothers be telling the same thing. I'm trying to change my oil. What kind of oil do I need? We don't like to communicate. I'm trying to do business. What we like to do is talk about drama, about what's happening in the world. That's a destructive mindset. Let the world go, man. What have it done for you before you came through them doors? Nothing. Read on now.
And be not conformed to this world,
Read on.
but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
I keep telling y'all. I keep telling this. A lot of us will come in here, our house out of order, but we won't get it in order. Our life out of order, but we won't get it in order. Read.
That ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God.
Keep reading.
For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you,
Every man or woman, read.
not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think,
Read on.
but to think soberly,
Read.
according as God hath dealt to every man the measure of faith.
The measure of faith. Read.
For as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office.
Israel, everybody got the same office in Israel, man.
Bring it out.
Everybody got the same office, man.
Bring it out.
The woman, she want to be queen. The man, he want to be the king. They want slave. They want a mansion. But they won't keep the commandments.
Bring it out.
Philippians 4:1. Somebody give me that fan. Philippians 4:1. I'm just trying to tell y'all, man. Get your mind. Your mind is at war. It's at war, man, because now you're coming into the truth and you're learning about the word of God, but you're not taking heed or taking hold to what is going on.
Bring it out.
You're not understanding, coming in here and taking classes serious. You know, and I should be seeing somebody on there, girl, watch the class. I watched that class again or something. Same thing with you brothers. I don't see that. I don't hear that. I don't hear you going back and you going back to double check what you just learned. See, I don't hear nothing about what you're learning. I'm seeing about what the garbage is there, what goes on. I'm not seeing that kind of spirit. Because everybody come in here, you get a class, it ain't gonna stick to you today. It might hit you in a couple months.
That's right.
Some of you need to take time out, have a study period where you go to somebody's house, man, we're gonna watch a class together. That kind of talk don't exist in Israel. See, I used to do it by myself. I utilized my time wisely. I would study. I wouldn't be out here doing knucklehead things. And everyone should be on there. But see, when you don't, that lets you know you got pride on you. You got it already. You know it. You know this. You knew this last month. That the people were sick in the mind. Read this out.
Philippians chapter 4 and verse 1.
Read on.
Therefore,
By this word, read.
my brethren,
Sisters, read.
dearly beloved and longed for, my joy and crown,
My honor, read.
so stand fast in the Lord, my dearly beloved.
Why we can't do that, man? Everything you should do, you should make sure you're doing it through the Spirit.
Right.
Read.
I beseech you, Eodius, and beseech Syntyche,
These are females. Read.
that they be of the same mind in the Lord.
Why the females can't do the same thing? This is what Christ is looking for. That's why I say the percentage, I might have boosted it up too high. It might be down to about 12%, 10%. That's how many people are really taking this truth serious. Read.
And I entreat thee also, true yoke fellow,
Fellow laborers, read.
help those women which labored with me in the gospel,
Help those women that labor with me in the gospel. Read.
with Clement also, and with other my fellow laborers,
Read on.
whose names are in the book of life.
So you're going to know whose names are in that book of life by their actions.
Right.
If you read the word. You know their name in the book of life when they out doing what they want to do and they thinking nobody know. You was over at the trap the other night.
Bring it out.
See? You was somewhere where you shouldn't have been. See? Your actions going to show you who you are. Your actions should be showing you what the words say. That's why a lot of these classes you need to be examined. The Most High is straight talking to us now. Because enough of this nonsense that's going on down here. Enough of it. It's enough of it. Enough of these same classes that's been repeated for this over and over and over. Enough of that.
That's right.
That's why you see what the Spirit is bringing out in here.
That's right.
Some of you don't take it serious because you never took life serious. Read on.
Rejoice in the Lord always.
It say rejoice in the word always. Read.
And again I say,
You
rejoice.
say, and again I say rejoice. Read.
Let your moderation be known unto all men.
Let your spiritual ways, your light be known unto all men. Read.
The Lord Lord is at hand.
The Lord is at hand. When you doing these things, the Lord is doing them through you. See, your actions. Do things right, man. Stop playing games. Because you don't know when it's your last breath.
That's right.
Some of you can go tomorrow knowing you're not going to make it.
Bring it out.
So that's how it is. See, you ain't really thought about that. Because that thought don't come through your head. Make sure your calling is assured. That's what it said. Read on.
Be careful for nothing.
Be careful for nothing. Read.
But in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God.
You got to let your request be made known unto God. Read.
And the peace of God,
And the peace of God, read,
which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and mind through Christ. Finally, brethren,
sister, read,
whatsoever things are true,
whatsoever things are true, read,
whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report.
Did you hear that last one? Of good report. Some of the report card, man, you might be failing. Some of you out there watching, you might be failing. See, because we're not taking it. See, the thing is why I keep telling you, is take everybody to make this movement work. Not nobody sitting and teaching. It takes all of us.
Right.
We should all be doing the work, but we all take time off. There's no time to take time off when they're shutting stores down.
Right.
It's gonna be a lot of children out here hungry now, man.
Bring it out.
They don't cut food stamps. Eventually, they're gonna cut them again.
Bring it out.
See, good times are over with.
That's right.
They're not even accepting housing in certain places now.
That's right.
See, y'all don't understand what they're doing. They applying that pressure to you through the Most High doing it. Read.
If there be any virtue,
Read.
and if there be any praise, think on these things.
Think on these things. Read.
Those things which ye have both learned and received and heard and seen in me, do.
He say, do it. Read.
And the God of peace shall be with you.
That's all you got to do, man. That's that hard. It's that hard. And what's hard is your head.
Right. It's out.
That out.
That's what's hard. It's your head. Don't want to change. Give me Joshua 1:8. We don't want to change. We want to stay the same. We want to be what we were in that world. We want to be Nino Brown and all these other people. Nino Brown got killed. I see brothers calling me and say, I'm Nino, man. Hey, did you know he got shot in the movie? I ain't watching that for, I know. You want to be running around calling yourself a dead man name. But think about it. All we got to do is do. Follow. Listen. Read this out.
The book of Joshua, chapter 1 and verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth.
See, it departs out your mouth when you can't control your thoughts.
That's right.
Read.
But thou shalt meditate therein day and
You
night.
should always, when you having problems, you got things going on, open it. It'll speak to you. Read.
That thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then shalt thou make thy way prosperous.
Your life will come with peace. Read.
And then thou shalt have good success.
On the planet, read.
Have not I commanded thee? Be strong and of a good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For the Lord thy God is with thee, whithersoever thou goest.
Give me 1 Samuel, man. 2:2. He's with you wherever you go. That's why I keep telling you, put on your spiritual garment. See, some of you going to walk out there, man, and catch that little hammer. And Junior going to have it, and he know how to wield it.
Right.
When he say break yourself, you better break yourself.
That's right.
Or he going to break you with that little hammer.
That's right.
Read, dog.
1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 2. There is none holy as the Lord.
There is none holy as the Lord. Read.
But there is none beside thee.
Read on.
Neither is there any rock like our God.
There's no rock like our God. Read.
Talk no more exceeding proudly.
See, that's one thing that I see that still flows out of the people's mouth. They're not talking spiritual. A lot of times we're not trying to edify somebody in the building of this nation. We're too busy talking about worldly things. It's a time for that. It's a time for those things. Read.
Let not arrogancy come out of our mouth.
Read on.
For the Lord is a God of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed.
Let me tell you something. Your actions are weighed. What you say, what you do, it's going to be weighed, man. What you think in your thought. Having any negative thought about anybody that's in the building, outside the building, you shouldn't have an ill will towards nobody. You shouldn't hate nobody.
That's right.
Bring it out.
What have somebody did for you to really just, and when it's talking about Esau ways was hate. Y'all better start really examining your thoughts. You know, you got a co-worker at work, you know, you got to pray for that person.
That's right.
Thanks.
They don't even know they dare to do some harm, but they don't know they're going to reap what they sow.
That's right.
Right.
2 Corinthians 10 and 5. Understand these things, man. Just sit back and enjoy life.
That's right.
Sit back and enjoy life. Quit trying to be a part of this. Let me tell you something. If you got that spirit of craziness on you, you're going to run into somebody out there just as crazy as you.
That's right.
Yes.
They out there waiting on you.
Sure like that.
Oh, you bad? You'll be having the Michael Jackson. I'm bad. That's what happens. Read,
2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 5.
Read.
Casting down imagination.
Casting down all the lies, the thoughts in your head, man. You got to get rid of all these things. Read.
And every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God.
Read on.
And bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ.
You got to bring your mind into captivity to Christ.
Right.
Your mind is in captivity of this beast system. Read,
and having in a readiness to revenge all disobedience.
You got to have in a readiness, man. But read.
When your obedience is fulfilled.
When your submission is fulfilled. Read.
Do ye look on things after the outward appearance?
That's that pride. Read.
If any man trust to himself that he is Christ.
If you trust in yourself that you is Christ, read.
Let him of himself think this again.
Rethink it again. Read.
That as he is Christ.
That you walking after the Spirit of Christ. Read.
Even so are we Christ.
Are so we Christ. Read.
For though I should boast somewhat more of our authority.
Paul said I should set firmly somewhat more of our authorities. Read.
Which the Lord hath given us for edification.
Which would building you up. Read.
And not for your destruction.
And not for your destruction. Paul teaching them. Read.
I should not be ashamed.
I'm not going to be ashamed for what the Lord put in me to do. Read.
That I may not seem as if I would terrify you by letters.
And when you understand, make you uncomfortable with the word, man, because of what is he teaching. Read.
For his letters, say they, are weighty and powerful.
And they are important and powerful. Read.
But his bodily presence is weak.
His leadership, this is how the nation feels. The leadership, the way that they bring coming is weak. Read.
And his speech contemptible.
And it's contemptible. It's hurtful. It's contemptible. His delivery is hurtful and contemptible. He's just making us feel bad, man, because he's telling us the truth. It hurts, man. Truth hurts.
That's right. Right.
You know, when I started finding out all the women that, you know, we used to have on our wall with drags, you know, I almost jumped through a wall. To know the truth. You know, you're going to be lied to, just like Paul is teaching them, man. His speech, his delivery, and his contemptible, they felt it was hurtful, man, because it was not something agreeing with what they've been knowing.
That's right.
Read on.
Let such an one think this.
Let one think this. Read.
That such as we are in word by letters.
And live by in the word by letters. Read.
When we are absent.
See, when you are absent, you saying you living by the word. When you are absent, read.
Such will we be also indeed when we are present.
See, you got to live by this word when you're not around us, man. When you're not around the body. See, some of you living two lives. How many of you living two lives? Raise your hand out there. I know. You didn't think. Raise your hand in here. You got two lives going home. See, they ain't going to tell the truth. See, it's hard to tell the truth. Some of you, when you're not a present, man, you out there living a different life.
Bring it out.
I'm going to start checking the cameras on the CCM web. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about, do you? Facial recognition. I'm going to see where I can catch you at. Putting on a free show for somebody. Read it on that.
For we dare not make ourselves of the number or compare ourselves with some that commend themselves.
You hear this? We got 100% of the truth over here. What truth y'all got? 100% of lies? When you start comparing yourself, and some people's calling yourself the prophet's names, these things here is not needed.
That's right.
It's like I keep telling you, I come right out there, man. I have no problem with that. Whatever it takes to help the nation, I'm going to do it. So some of us, we don't have that will. You've been in here 1 year, man. You should be in here doing everything. You've been in here 2 years. You should be commendable. You've been in here 3 years. Your report. It's your report. You've been in here 4 years. You should have a blanket. Your report should be good. Some of you just pretending. Read.
But they measuring themselves by themselves.
See, they measuring themselves by themselves. Read.
And comparing themselves among themselves.
That's what they do, man. The sinners do. That's how carnal-minded people think. But read.
Are not wise.
For what?
Are not wise.
These things that they do are not, they're showing themselves not wise. Read.
But we will not boast of things without our measure.
We're not going to overstate things without our knowledge. Read.
But according to the measure of the rule which God had distributed to us.
And that measurement is that understanding which God has distributed unto us. Read.
A measure to reach even unto you.
A good understanding to reach even unto you. Understand what these words saying. Read.
For we stretch not ourselves beyond our measure.
See, a lot of you like to stretch yourself, like to boast of yourself that some that you're not. Some of you thinking you are in the scriptures deep, but I heard a brother tell me he deep in the scriptures. Where he at? Yep. I tell you, we hear it all, man. Paul letting them know, man. Paul, we here just to be righteous teachers to you. It's hard to accept sometimes, and sometimes you might not understand what we're saying, but like I say, go back and watch again. It helps you. Some of you not really, let me ask you this. In school, did you have to go home and study? Or did you just go to class and you was a student? Anybody in here did that? Raise their hand. Yeah, put your hand down. You ain't go home and study for a test. You passed that test out like that, huh? You knew the answers to the test they was going to give you. What about that surprise test they give? Y'all knew that? Come on, man. You didn't go home and read none? I'm telling you the truth. You got to go home and put a brick in.
That's right. Bring it out.
So you got to prepare yourself for tomorrow. And I know when you get to college, some of you can play the game. See, when you play that game in high school, you get to college, it's a different world.
That's right.
You go from chapter 1 to chapter 60. I'm like, teach, hold up. Ain't this, this ain't high school no more. What we doing? We're supposed to be in chapter 2. You in chapter, go to do an essay on this. Hey, let me drop this class before I get a failing grade, man. I was one of them smart. I'm gonna go drop that class. I like it. It's too much for me. So if you're not studying in high school, you're not gonna make it in college.
That's right.
See, that's how they play the game on you. You got to be one that read that book from cover to cover. That makes a cold student. That's just like the playbook. Yo could tell you. You don't know that playbook, man. You get somebody taking out, somebody on the sideline checking you. Somebody over there telling you about yourself. Because you didn't take it serious. Take this serious, so you need to be studying hard. That's how you this stuff becomes simple. It's starting to just become just like words to us now. We can read it verbatim, because the way we read it at first, we didn't have no understanding.
Bring it out.
Right.
Keep reading.
As though we reach not unto you, for we are come as far as to you also in preaching the gospel of Christ.
All we doing is what Christ called us to do. Read.
Not boasting of things.
We're not gonna boast. See, the thing is, man, if people want you to answer their question or type of answer, they want to answer it immediately, like you supposed to give it. Like we Damien or somebody. Some of you don't know what I'm talking about. Damien knew the questions, everything, did he? You gotta go check the omen out, man. Teacher asked him Damien questions, Damien answered them all. The War of 1866, such and such and such. The War of such and such. I'm like, man, Damien know everything. Some things we got to go and check out ourselves. That's what a righteous person would do. They're not gonna give you something that they feel that's boasting. Make sure when somebody asks you a question, you're giving them the right answer. Some things you're gonna know automatically. I like to go back and look at it. Read.
not boasting of things without our measure.
Without our measure, our understanding, our knowledge. Read.
That is of other men's labor.
See, you telling us what somebody else told you. Read.
But having hope, when your faith is increased, that we shall be enlarged by you, according to our rule abundantly.
Keep reading.
To preach the gospel in the regions beyond you.
Read on.
And not to boast in another man's line of things made ready to our hand.
Keep reading.
But he that glorieth, let him glory in the Lord.
Glory in the Lord, man. Read.
For not he that commendeth himself is approved.
See, when people got to understand this, is what you see in Israel. All these self-anointed prophets have anointed themselves.
That's right.
Y'all can't see it. They're not trying to do anything for the nation. It's a Passover coming up. Ain't now one of them saying, they could have been calling us a year ago, hey man, let's do something different this year. Nobody would do that, man. They'll let you know they're anointing themselves because they want to be seen for themselves.
Right.
That's where it is in Israel, man. That's the way it was back then. That's why the Israelites wanted to kill Christ. How many times they wanted to stone him? Keep reading.
But whom the Lord commendeth.
Whom the Lord would approve, man. Whom the Lord would approve. Give me Matthews, man, 10:1. See, our job is important, but we have to understand the word better to be able to communicate with you. You can't communicate. Read this.
St. Matthew, chapter 10, verse 1.
Read on.
And when he had called unto him his 12 disciples,
Read on.
he gave them power.
He gave them knowledge and understanding and a true doctrine. See, a lot of them thinking that he gave magic. They was going out doing miracles too. They were. But the miracle was prophecies and signs. But read.
Against unclean spirits.
See, a lot of y'all come in, man, you don't know that your spirit is unclean. I don't care what dress and how much it smells like freebies or whatever you're putting on it or what perfume. Still inside is an unclean spirit.
Right.
Read.
To cast them out.
To give them the word of God. Read.
And to heal all manner of sickness.
When you sitting around in that darkness and we telling you to open your mouth, start communicate, let me tell you something. You communicate at everything you do. But when it comes to humans, we don't want to do that anymore. That's right. That's the biggest thing that I see moving. We don't want to talk to each other, but we'll talk to our computer.
Bring that out.
Anything you do, the doctor asks you what's wrong with you, you communicate, don't you? Your child come in sick, you ask the child what is wrong with them, don't you? If your husband want to eat something, you ask. That's communication. They don't want to communicate. Everybody texting. That's what they doing. They slowly pulling everybody from everybody. You see people, back in the old days, people spoke to each other.
That's right.
See, now they don't even speak. You walk, I be speaking to people, be looking at me like, what? And see, my granny, she was cold, man. Don't speak to her. She gonna call you out. My brother was telling about it. Told, step outside. Told you my granny should have been doing 8 to 10. But people don't, when you're in small cities, everybody used to speak to everybody, it was more of a community.
Right.
Now it's a killing field.
Right.
It's a killing field. No communication, bad information is passed. If I say something about you and you go tell that person, it's going to be in a different way. And every time it travels, it's going to get worse and worse. That's what goes on. We don't like to communicate and study, and then that person get it, the last person. Now he frustrated, but all he had to do, she had to do, is pick the phone up and call the person. We won't do it. They'll go and respond to it instead of calling and asking. Now he's sitting in the penitentiary, or she's sitting in the penitentiary for life because they could have just easily picked up the phone and cleared the situation. That's the same thing I see go on here. We will not do it because we feel that we rather do get into our own thoughts and imagine all kind of hatred for a person. Let me tell you something, you shouldn't hate nobody.
Right.
You should be hating the system. This is what's destroying you. Any more on there?
And all manner of disease.
All manner of the sickness, man. This is what the word does for our peoples. And when you really on that tip of learning, If we really knew how to heal ourselves, some of the tree bark and stuff that's out there, some of the stuff that come from nature instead of depending on man,
Bring it out.
look how cold we can be.
That's right.
Did we have hospitals and doctor's office back then?
Bring it out.
Somebody broke their arm, they went around to Cousin Junior house and got his arm popped back in place. Just tell us. Women weren't going to hospital, they were going around to the midwife house.
That's right.
So they don't modernize everything to control us with drugs. Put chemicals in our system.
That's right.
And that's what we're trying to prevent. We're trying to get you to think. Give me Nehemiah 4:1. What we doing here, man, we building again. But all Israel don't want to build. Some of Israel want their house prepared for. They want to be able to move in, big screen TV on the 78-inch on the wall, plus cushion couches, 2 king-size beds in their bedroom. They want, that's what you got to build for yourself to enjoy it. That's why when you give children things, they don't never enjoy life because they used to everybody giving them things. So when you stop giving them, what's their next step? They're going to take it. I seen this one guy, he called himself a rapper, man. Mama gave him everything. Guess what he did for mama? Had her killed. Yeah. Yeah. That's what happens. When you don't teach that child how to achieve things, how to build, they're going to go out and start to kill.
That's right.
Read out.
Nehemiah chapter 4 and verse 1. But it came to pass that when Sanballat heard that we builded the wall.
And when in the wall is a symbol of hope, man, the glory of YAH. Read.
He was wroth.
Then when they see us building ourselves back spiritual, building our minds back, getting back in control of our life, they hate that.
That's right.
Because they teach the whole world we murderers and hoes. And what do? We portray what they say.
That's right.
Bring it out.
When you see these little girls on Facebook having their little daughters shaking it, dropping it hot. See, I know I be having to get the golden hand maybe come back into effect, man. You know, this is crazy. How the mothers are prostituting the daughters out.
That's right.
That's right.
This is what goes on in our peoples. The daddies are not home to say, you can't say nothing to mama, man, because mama in control. You say something to mama gonna use that code on you. 911.
Yeah.
He called and threatened me. They coming to get you. So you got to know what to say out your mouth. And when you do get your children, you got to tell them that's not the way of life. It's going to be hard because guess what? They've been indoctrinized.
Right.
Birthdays are good. Christmas are even better. Valentine's Day is sweet. Easter is good. How you going to go against this doctrine, this beast? And you telling them about the truth. But daddy, that's not what we do. You gonna give me something for birthday? No, daddy, I ain't coming to see you no more.
Bring it out.
You know how hard that is to a man? Read on, Art.
And took great indignation.
And they took great indignations, read.
And mocked the Jews.
And that's what they do, man. They see us doing they hollering, we Power Rangers, man. Do you know how good I can high side? I can go all day with anybody. What's wrong with these peoples, man? I refrain from it. But they mock us. Call us black Israelites. Call us everything they want to call us. But they'll never say what we're doing is important to our nation.
That's right.
They'll never say we changing lives. These brothers are not buying the dope and none of that stuff anymore.
Bring it out.
Sisters are not shaking it for $1. They'll never say that is something positive. They want to mock what we do. Why? Give me Nehemiah 2 and 10. Read this up.
Nehemiah chapter 2 and verse 10. When Sanballat the Horonite and Tobiah the servant, the Ammonite, heard of it, it grieved them exceedingly that there was come a man to seek the welfare of the children of Israel.
When you trying to see the welfare of Israel, they hate that, man. They hate to see us step up. You don't understand what this do to other nations. What this gonna do to the hair store, the nail salon. What is this gonna do to their business in our neighborhood? These corner stores in here selling outdated food around here. What is it gonna do to their profit? How they gonna send their children to school? Some of these people put a generation of their children through school through us.
That's right.
And they building in these communities where we should have been building. They doing the thing they had that. See, that's the spirit of hatred. To see you want to do for self. Read on, dog.
So I came to Jerusalem and was there 3 days.
And I came to Jerusalem and was there 3 days. Read.
And I arose in the night.
Read on.
I and some few men with me. Neither told I any man what God had put in my heart to do at Jerusalem.
Read on.
Neither was there any beast with me.
There was no wicked man amongst him. Read.
Save the beast that I rode upon.
Save the beast. He said that's the only beast that was with him. See, when you're doing something righteous, you got to have everybody in the righteous spirit. You can't do nothing with people that's not in the righteous spirit. They're tied down.
Right.
They're destroyed because of their own thoughts. That's how people operate. Jump down to verse 17.
Verse 17. Then said I unto them.
Then Nehemiah to the Jews, read.
Ye see the distress that we are in.
You see the misery that our people's in? Do they care? Do they care we're in the hoods?
Bring it out.
Do they care that single baby mamas and the daddies going to jail? Do they care?
Bring it out.
Do they care? Do they care about the condition? No, they want to mock what we do.
Right.
It's important that the men step up and be men's and women start stepping up to be women's. You got to care. They not going to care. If you don't care, you thinking they going to care for you? Think about it. Read.
How Jerusalem lieth wait.
How lieth wait. Read.
And the gates thereof are burned with fire.
You say, where the leadership at, man? Where the leadership at that's supposed to protect them? Where the men's at? Some people think you're a man because you got a car or child. Anybody can do that, can they?
Right.
That's not a man. You have to understand we are spiritual war right now. Read.
Come and let us build up the wall of Jerusalem.
Let us build up the walls of Jerusalem. We got to give them the knowledge of Christ. That's how you start building a nation up. You can't build them up with nothing else. You give them money, what they gonna do?
Bring it out.
Bring it out.
They'll be over there on the other side of town where we broke, our electric got cut off, cars got repossessed, our houses in foreclosure. That's how quick it comes. We got to go through Christ. Read.
That we be no more a reproach.
See, once we use Christ, they'll never reproach us again. They can never stand against us. Jump down to verse 19.
Verse 19. But when Sanballat, the Horonite, and Tobiah, the servant, the Ammonite, and the Gershon, the Arabian, heard it, they laughed us to scorn and despised us.
You see this, man? This is how these nations feel about us. Especially the Edomites. They do not want to see us come together. Y'all don't know how important it is to building a nation. Read.
And said, what is this thing that ye do?
What y'all doing? Read.
Will ye rebel against the king?
Oh, we going against the government? Read.
Then answered I them, and said unto them, the God of heaven.
The God of heaven, read.
He will prosper us.
Hold up. How? This is our only way. Our forefathers knew why we ain't using the same God. Why we not following the God that's going to prosper us.
Bring it out.
You got to get out of your head, man.
Yeah.
Nothing you got here is yours. It belongs to the government. Let us do our own thing. Let us prepare and set up our own thing. We have to do it. Ain't nobody going to do it for us. It's people out there we are affiliating ourselves with upon us in some direction that we need to go. But go ask somebody to look like you and then see where you go. Please go. Ask somebody. I know. I was finna open up a liquor store one year. I said, let me call some of the people that look like me. Man, I call these people, they were hanging up on me like I was crazy. Telling you the truth. They was just, you can't ask them because they the crabs. They in the bucket too. They just got a business. They ain't got a corporation. It's not important for them to set up things everywhere. See, they have to flash their money, deceive the peoples. They don't care. When somebody's we trying to set up something through Christ, a corporation. See, what Christ is setting up is going to be forever.
Right.
Read on out.
Therefore, we his servants will arise and build.
See, we got to arise and build in the right way. And all of us got to be in the same spirit. We can't have that beast mentality anymore. Read.
But ye have no portion.
See, we letting them know they have no portions. Read.
Nor right, nor memorial in Jerusalem.
Not amongst the peoples. You're not going to be glorified or honored anymore amongst our peoples. They're going to see themselves as somebody. And that is so powerful. Back to Nehemiah 4:2.
Right.
We need to look at ourselves as somebody. Got out our head of thinking we nobody. That's what holds us back.
That's right.
See, you've been implemented with the chip to destroy your own. Tear down. Don't care. Sit on information. Don't do nothing all week. But come in and want to change the dynamics of what the Most High and His Son has built up. Read up.
Nehemiah chapter 4 and verse 2. And he spake before his brethren and the army of Samaria and said, what do these feeble Jews?
What do these weak spirit Jews? Read.
Will they fortify themselves?
Will they strengthen themselves with wisdom, understanding, and knowledge? Read.
Will they sacrifice?
Will they sacrifice themselves? Read.
Will they make an end in a day?
Read on.
Will they revive the stones of the heaps of the rubbish which are burned?
Will they revive the word of Christ, which was destroyed? They knew what they have done to us.
Right.
And we don't know. Read.
Now Tobiah the Ammonite was by him, and he said, even that which they build,
Which they raise up. Read.
if a fox go up,
If a fox go up, read.
he shall even break down their stone wall.
You're going to put it to end, man. You got beasts that come in, man. They come in to destroy. They come in here to destroy the word of God. People don't care, man. They in their head. They can't get out their head because ain't nothing right in their life. You got to start. I tell y'all, it begins at home. When you come into the temple, you should be spiritually ready. You should be prepared. You prep on Friday, don't you? You should be prepping all week to come in and be ready. Be on that phone all week calling and being positive towards your brothers and sisters. We at war. We're at a spiritual war. We need everybody to stand up. Read.
Hear,
Pray. Read.
O our God,
Read on.
for we are despised,
We are hated everywhere, man. Read.
and turn the reproach upon their own head.
And turn that reproach upon their own head. Look at their business failing now, man. Look at how they suffering. We're doing it the right way. Read.
And give them for a prey in the land of captivity,
We don't know.
and cover not their iniquity.
Don't cover their sins. Read.
And let not their sin be blotted out from before thee.
Read on.
For they have provoked thee to anger before the builders.
Before the ministers, before the ones that's here to put the nation back together. We are the builders, man. What brick did you put in this week? What did you do this week or last week? We got to be building, man. And we got to build up strong protection, and that's that knowledge of God. Read.
So built we the wall,
So built we the walls. Read.
and all the wall was joined together unto the half thereof.
Read on.
For the people had a mind to work.
They was listening and studying, man. When you have a mind to work, you listening and you studying and you trying to improve yourself. Right. Some of us okay with who we are.
Thanks.
Some of the guys don't even know what they owe a check. They ain't going.
Bring it out.
This is sad. Pick up the phone. I'm coming. I got to tell you the truth. You got a car, but you just got a car. Sisters got a car. You know, I understand sisters got a car. That's why we try to have every now and then and check the sister cars up here. We try to do what's right, man. But we got to step our game up. Some of you're so experienced in knowledge and other things, but you don't take care of your daily life.
Right. Bring it out. Bring it out.
Yep. That's a tragedy, man. You're dealing with so many other things, but you forget home. It's sad. Read up.
But it came to pass that when Sanballat and Tobiah and the Arabians and the Ammonites and the Ashdodites heard that the walls of Jerusalem were made up,
They seen it with the spirit of the peoples was built up, read.
and that the breaches began to be stopped,
And all the lies, read.
then they were very wroth.
They pissed off, man. They see us in our spirit again, man. To see us back in our glory again. Read.
And conspired all of them together to come and to fight against Jerusalem,
Read on.
and to hinder it.
And to prevent it from growing, man. To stop it. Jump down to verse 14.
Verse 14, and I looked
Read on.
and rose up and said unto the nobles,
And to the nobles, read.
and to the rulers,
Read on.
and to the rest of the people, be not ye afraid of them.
We telling y'all what you afraid of. What are y'all afraid of? Telling the truth. What are y'all afraid of? Pushing this truth. This is our glory. We should be shining. Tell you, man. Y'all ain't never been on top before, huh? You've been down so long, low so long, man, you can't feel good about yourself. I tell you, when I be feeling like my mind like Ray Lou, I'm coming out that tunnel, man. Put that little grass on me, I'm out there doing that dance, man. That's why I walk around in the stores, man. Show our Lord some honor, man.
That's right.
Show Christ some honor. All this madness and sickness I see. I'm like that, man. I'm the best that I can be.
That's right.
That's what we supposed to be. Not men's and women's walking around here afraid of this. This is our time to shine.
That's right.
We know the truth now. Why not we not stepping up and fighting together? Then we all in one mind, we'll all shine together.
That's right.
Read on, dog.
Remember the Lord,
Remember the Lord, read.
which is great and terrible,
Read on.
and fight for your brethren,
Read on.
your sons and your daughters, your wives and your houses.
See, y'all ain't reading this Bible, man. Y'all ain't reading this Bible, man. It's saying fight for your brothers, your sisters, and your sons and daughters and wives and your houses. Read.
And it came to pass, when our enemies heard that it was known unto us,
Read on.
and God had brought their counsel to naught,
Brought all them lies to naught. Read.
that we returned all of us to the wall,
We return back to Christ. Read.
every one unto his work.
Everyone, man. Everyone. It's so important that what we do. It's important. This is important that what we do, man. Very important. Very important that we stand, man, 10 toes down.
Right.
Some of y'all ashamed, man, because it ain't what you think. See, what you think is destroying you.
Right. Bring it out.
See, it ain't gonna be what you think, man. It ain't gonna be them big old churches you see out there, man. Them the temples of hell out there.
Yeah.
That's what they are. They out there for the destroy. Enjoy what the Lord gave us. Enjoy it, man. We should be standing up for each other.
Right.
Give me Deuteronomy 30:1. We at war, man. That's all I think, man. And this ain't a physical war. It's a thinking man game war. Come up with us with doctrines, man. We supposed to destroy that garbage.
That's right.
Make them go think. Make them go think about what they did or say. Read this out.
Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 1.
Read.
And it shall come to pass,
This is Christ's future prophecy. Read.
when all these things are come upon thee,
Read.
the blessing
Read on.
and the curse,
Read.
which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations,
Understand them. Read.
whither the Lord thy God hath driven thee.
Read on.
And thou shalt return unto the Lord thy God,
Read.
and shalt obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day.
Read.
Thou and thy children,
Thou and thy children's, that congregation. Read.
with all thine heart and with all thy soul.
Let me tell you something, man. You got to come out your head.
Right.
Your head is self-destruction. It's there to destroy you. We're here to try to tell you the truth, man. This word should be feeling good to you.
That's right.
Y'all must want me to come out there and hit that dance right quick or something, man.
Bring it out.
I'm feeling it, man. I feel the love, man. You don't understand what it's like to feel love, man, because in that world you'll never be shown it.
Right.
How
Right.
many women told you brothers they love you?
Bring it out.
It's like that sister on the phone in Friday got another thug behind her. I mean, his sister don't told you he love you. You know, you're not gonna find it until you come here.
Bring it out.
Y'all better follow Christ, man. I keep telling y'all, man. When y'all reading the Bible at night, man, read your page. I don't care what you do. Start putting stock in your portfolio, your spirit. Start building your stock with Christ.
Right.
Guaranteed not to crash. Read this out.
St. Luke chapter 4 and verse 30. But he passing through the midst of them went his way.
He passing through the midst of them went his way. Read.
And came down to Capernaum,
Read on.
a city of Galilee.
Read on.
And taught them on the Sabbath day.
He taught them on the Sabbath day. So important to teach. That's why you have to be and tune in. You never know what you're going to miss. Classes are important to building your spirit, your character, your understanding, your wisdom. You're not going to get all this in one class.
Right.
You have to come. This is like building your house. It's a brick every Shabbat. Every Shabbat you left out here with a brick in your pocket. And go and put that concrete with it and set it on there. And think about it, how many Shabbats you done been through, how strong your house starting to be.
Bring it out.
Very important. Very important. Read.
And they were astonished at his doctrine.
And they was astonished at his word. Read.
For his word was with power.
His word was with power. Read.
And in the synagogue there was a man which had a spirit of an unclean devil.
An unclean devil. Read.
And cried out with a loud voice.
See, that's what our people don't like to do, man, when they got them unclean spirits on. Man, they don't like to pray to Christ.
Yep.
They don't like to call on Christ. You know why? Because they can do it themselves. They think of themselves. When I'm dealing with something crying out, that's what you got to do. I'm going to tell you something. It ain't never failed me. I've said some things I probably shouldn't have said. I prayed about it. Don't worry about it. I got you. I know you're hot-headed sometimes.
You ain't lying.
You know, I know you'll go. I know you'll go. But I got you. I'm going to calm you down. I trust. And see, what I had to trust was in the peoples around me. See, that's what I started trusting in. You see, when you start building that trust, you'll start building your spirit even more. Christ will never fail you. Right. Trust me. Read.
Saying, let us alone.
They were saying, let us alone. Don't be teaching us these things, man. This goes against everything that we know. We don't want to be taught something different.
That's right.
We want to hold on to what we've been taught. It's hard for us to think for ourselves. Y'all don't know how hard it is for you to think for yourself. When you start thinking for yourself, man, you start feeling good about yourself.
That's right.
Tell you, man. And when you start following Christ's word, everything fall in order. It's like that roller coaster, man. It go around in a loop. You feel good. Some people get on a roller coaster, they have a good time. Me, I'm scared the whole time until it starts stopping. That's how I miss on a plane. It's good sitting on it. I like to take off. I don't like to be 30,000 feet in the air. The only time I start feeling good is when it's coming back down. I can see the ground a little bit, get a little closer, in case I have to jump out of here and make it. That's how I be thinking on there. Wife over there sleep. I'm like, man, how do you sleep on a plane? Ask the bishop, I sleep. I'm like, what the hell? So I looked on the plane that time, and I'm looking around, everybody sleep with me. I guess I'm gonna have to fly this thing or something, huh? That's how I am on a plane. See, I didn't tell you my fears, man, but as soon as it lands, I'm 100 again. But I know the Lord had me up there. I was close one.
That's right.
But see, I understand. You know, at first I wouldn't even ride a plane. We drove away to Carolina. They wanted to whoop me when I got there. Yeah, they wanted to fight me, man. They didn't know it was going to be about 18 hours on the road, man. Yeah, they ran whoop me when we got there, man. What we just do? Then we got to go back. Some brothers wasn't good for about 2 weeks. Because I didn't want to fly. They were talking about flying back. I was like, I don't know about this. Y'all can fly, I drive the truck back. That's how much fear I had with flying. I used to fly all the time. But then I just, that you get a little age, you stop trusting in man so much.
That's right.
That's all it is.
That's right.
Got trust in God, man. So now if I got to go somewhere, I'm working on my passport now. So I'm going to probably be Going to try to do some stuff out the country soon. But read,
What have we to do with thee?
what have we to do with your doctrine, your word? Read.
Thou Christ of Nazareth.
Thou Christ, they knew who he was. Thou Christ of Nazareth, read.
Art thou come to destroy us?
Hold on, what, thou come to destroy us, what we have been taught? Are you coming to destroy that? Are you coming to destroy the lies that Pharaoh and everybody done taught us, that the Romans, the emperors, the Sadducees, the Pharisees, they have taught us? That's what people's are afraid of, man. They afraid to change.
Right.
That's what Christ was dealing with us back then. Read.
I know thee who thou art.
I know who you are. I know you, Christ. Read.
The Holy One of God.
We knew who Christ was, man. But because they've been indoctrinated so long, it's hard for people to fight themselves. They'll fight you. They'll fight you every tooth and comb, man. Because the lie that they got in their head, some people come in here and come out their church, man, and you tell them something that don't go against what they've been told. Is you got a fight on your hand.
Right.
You got a fight on your hand. You tell them something that goes against what they know. See, because if the enemy don't tell them, they ain't gonna believe us. It's hard for them to believe someone look like them. Or trust. You know how it is. You go get your car fixed in the hood. He always tear it up, bring it back to you worse than what you had it. That's the spirit that built up in us. No trust in each other. And they have prolonged this. Read,
And Christ rebuked him.
and Christ rebuked him. Christ corrected him. Christ had to correct these peoples, man. Read.
Saying, hold thy peace.
Hold thy peace. A lot of you don't like to come in here and have patience when you're learning. You want to know it all. You want one class to fulfill the whole Bible. That's how it is.
Yep.
That's how it is. You want it all in one class. And if you ain't got it in that, you still got a problem next week because you didn't get it then.
That's right.
This ain't nothing but the pieces of the puzzle, man, you're getting. You got to take it and apply it. Read.
And come out of him.
And what?
And come out of him.
It said to come out of him. What was coming out of him? The fear of believing. The spirit of doubt. Confusion. Isolation. All these bad things you have learned, you got to let it all go. That's all Christ was telling him. Let all them spirits that you got on you go. Let all that worldly wisdom knowledge you have, let it go. What it's going to do for you? What it's going to do? Read.
And when the devil had thrown him in the midst.
And the devil, the devil that gave him all this information had troubled him in the midst. Read.
He came out of him.
And he came, all that worldly information that you've been fed, you can let it go. It's you. Everything's on you. Can nobody get you to the kingdom but you?
That's right.
You the only somebody, you got to fight you. It's a war going on with you and you just don't even know. Read.
And hurt him not.
And nothing that what he told you or taught you, it can't hurt you. If you just believe on Christ. If you just change your thoughts and put the spirit of Christ on you. That's what you have to do. You have to believe in his word and his teaching. Read.
And they were all amazed.
And they was all amazed. Read.
And spake among themselves.
Read on.
Saying,
read.
What a word is this?
What voice is this? What voice is this? Read.
For with authority and power
with authority and power he commanded. Read.
The unclean spirits.
See, she gave him the word of God, gave him the true doctrine, man. Told him the truth, which our peoples hate. Read.
And they came out.
And they came out. Read.
And the fame of him went out into every place of the country round about.
See, and when you understand, this is what we're doing. We're following the blueprints that Christ left for us to do exactly what he gave us to do. To come out here and drive out these unclean spirits in y'all.
Right.
It won't hurt you. What hurt you is you won't let go. That's the only thing hurt you. You won't let go of these thoughts in your head. That's like applying the Bible. You got a problem with somebody, pick up the phone. And I bet you any money, you'll find out it was never a problem.
Bring it out.
It's just you. You'll find out, man, that you thought some way or this, you'll find out it wasn't even that.
Right.
Because you getting to be introverted to where you can't speak anymore. You sit behind your computer, your phone, and that's where you spend your time with. Some people are married to the computer.
That's right. Bring it out.
Maybe we need to have a week where we just put the phone down other than calling.
That's right.
No texting.
That's right.
See, I didn't grow up when there was texting. We had one line in the house. And if you was on it, the line was busy.
Right. See?
Wasn't no call waiting at that time either. Somebody would come to your house, hey, Junior on the phone, you gonna get whooping for that. Boy, you better free my Lord up in here.
Straight like that. I'm telling you.
Right.
Telling y'all the truth, man. They understand what they doing. Do you see how their technology just keep increasing? All the TikToks, and first it was MySpace. You can have 1,000, you can have 1 million friends on MySpace. So they say, let's give them Facebook and control how many friends they can have. See, they run program on us to control us.
Right.
Now they got TikTok and everything else what you wanna believe in. But understanding our true mission is following Christ.
Right.
Give me Acts 9 and 10. And once we just put down the world and pick up Christ, life is gonna be easy for us.
Right.
It's easy for me. I don't have nothing I need for now, man. I just get up and have a good day. I'm like Jody with the rims every morning. Happy as hell. Just to wake up. That's how happy I am, just to be given another day to prove it myself again.
That's right.
Right.
Read,
Acts chapter 9 and verse 10. And there was a certain disciple at Damascus named Ananias. And to him said the Lord in a vision.
And a vision, read.
Ananias,
read.
And he said,
Read on.
Behold, I am here, Lord.
I'm here, Lord, read.
And the Lord said unto him,
And the Lord spoke unto him, read.
Arise,
read.
and go into the street which is called Straight,
Read on.
and inquire in the house of Judas for one called Saul,
Read.
of Tarsus. For, behold, he prayed.
He prays as you praying, read.
And had seen in a vision a man named Ananias coming in.
Read on.
And putting his hand on him, that he might receive his sight.
When you understand the power that we dwell, man, when you come and seek counsel, man, when you praying and you asking for forgiveness for whatever you have done, and you want to get your spirit right, the Lord gonna send you somebody.
Right.
Right?
No matter which one of these brothers you call, they're gonna tell you the truth.
That's right.
And then if it pass up, you're gonna get the same old. It's just gonna be in a different way. Trust in the Lord, the prophets of the Lord, that they doing what's righteous. Pray for us.
That's right. That's right.
Some of y'all might not even pray for us. Hey man, they driving themselves in the ground.
Thanks.
But how many of you out there praying for some changes in your life? The Lord will send somebody, man, that'll give you that word that you need. Very important. It happened to Saul. It can happen to you.
Right.
You got to start trusting, man. Back to Deuteronomy 30 and 3. You got to start trusting in something. This is the only thing that you have really in life to trust in. It's not going to be taken from you if you want it. If you truly want it, the Lord will give it to you. Whatever you need. But read this,
Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 3. That then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee.
See, when you're doing what's righteous in the Lord's eye, no matter what you're going through that week, what you done been through, trust in the Lord, man. This is why I say that communication is so important. They didn't have phones back then. And Ananias went over there and seen his brother. See, some of you don't even visit each other. Spend no time. Soon as class over, some of them out here tires burning. Go to the park somewhere, man. Take some time out. Do something differently. Show some love. We gotta get out of this madness of isolation. Read.
And will return and gather thee from all the nations whither the Lord thy God hath scattered thee.
Read on.
If any of thine be driven out unto the outmost parts of heaven, from thence will the Lord thy God gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee.
When you understand this word is cross seas, they're not, I know YouTube doing their thing. They playing with the numbers, make sure people's not watching, making sure we not jumping in the algorithm. That's y'all job. See, y'all don't want to do it. See, because guess what? Something more important in life. That's y'all job. Some of you don't share nothing. Ought to be ashamed of yourself. Then you're going through heartaches and pains at home and you wonder why you're having troubles. Won't do nothing for the Lord. But then you'll call out on him for things that you want. Selfish spirits. Read.
And the Lord thy God will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it. And he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers. And the Lord thy God will circumcise thine heart and the heart of thy seed, to love the Lord thy God with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live.
And he said he's going to circumcise. You got to teach him. See, a lot of you going through things, man, and you're the reason why you're going through it.
Right.
You won't pick the phone up. You don't like listening to counseling. That's one thing that I have a trouble with. You don't like to listen, man. I already know you're going to be a head first crash dummy.
That's right.
I know you're finna go through something. Because once I see you're not, let me tell you something. A lot of us, we don't deal with what y'all dealing with. If you don't like to listen, man, guess what? You like getting punished. Read.
And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. And thou shalt return and obey the voice of the Lord, and do all his commandments, which I command thee this day.
You don't understand his commandments? You think in the New Testament ain't guiding us in a righteous way? I see these old school Israelites, these Old Testament Israelites.
I'm telling you.
Who they think in the Old Testament talking about? It's sickening that you don't think that the New Testament is guiding us spiritually too, teaching us how to be righteous. Isaiah 46:8. I don't get it. You got a lot of people out here with a lot of ideology, whatever they want to call it. Read this up.
Isaiah chapter 46 and verse 8. Remember this, and shoot yourselves men, bring it again to mind, O ye transgressors. Remember the former things of old.
No. I just want verse 8. Read it again.
Remember this.
Understand this, read.
And show yourselves men.
Show yourself. When you see men, that's talking about women too. Women's. We need to be showing ourselves. Some of us, I'm going to be rolling up the degrees later. You know, this on way Israel, like they'll get right. You know, y'all used to that piece of paper that means nothing. You have passed the test. Don't worry about that mess. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Take heed to what we're saying. Trust. I know it's a hard thing because out there in that world, you got burned everywhere. Everywhere. But in the body, that won't happen. It won't happen. You have something to trust in. So you'll come out your own mind, you'll pick up that phone, call people. And you'll find that they release that beast off you. See, it can't hurt you. Only you can let it hurt you. Isaiah 65:16. Matter of fact, give me this other letter. Focus. You got to focus, man.
That's right.
And if you're not focusing, that's like you're driving careless, you're gonna hurt somebody. You're living careless, you're gonna hurt somebody. You're supposed to be focusing on everything you do. If you're working with power tools, focus with them. Don't just, that's why you see a lot of people with a finger missing. Telling you. People riding a motorcycle drinking, you know. You gotta be focused in life. Even in your marriage, you have to be focused.
Right.
Even amongst your brothers and sisters, you have to be focused. That's just showing you that you're prepared for anything that comes your way. Read this out.
Focus. When your mind is changed, your life will be transformed.
Read.
Remember, where your mind goes, your life follows.
So you have to understand that if you're not focusing on this word, on Christ, and your mind focusing on a nightclub or some weed or a big booty or whatever, or a fake thug, you know, that's where your life, you're gonna follow destruction.
Yep.
Read.
Stop making your mind a sidewalk for non-believers to trample on. Make it a follower of the word of YAH.
That's what you do, man. Don't worry about what people say, man. And you know, I used to be bottled up all the time. And now it doesn't bother me. You'll grow out of these things. Because they're gonna say things to people to try to get to you. But I had to learn, you gotta put on Christ. And let Christ will deal with it. Read.
The mind is a servant.
The mind is a servant. Read.
Either to your spirit or to your flesh.
Which one you serve it? The spirit of Christ or the flesh of a carnal mind man or woman? Read.
A mindset is what controls your flesh. The righteous spirit is what you control your blessing.
See what I'm saying? Your thinking, man, your thinking is so important. And when you're thinking right, when you're on that phone, man, think about all the things that you done in the past, and you just be like, man, that was just, I should have just waited just a hot second. You would have found out it wasn't even what you thought. Read on.
Don't use your mouth as a thermometer.
See, a lot of you got a hot mouth sometimes, don't you? Read.
Which only reads the temperature of your current condition.
That's what you do. Read.
Allows God's word to turn your mouth into a thermostat.
That's what you need. Read.
Which changes the temperature of your life by confessing what God says.
You gotta understand, use Christ when you speak. Before you speak crazy to somebody, understand they come out of a crazy world. Their thoughts been crazy. Why when you say something to somebody out there in the world, they TikTok don't even work. They thinking it's action time. Read.
The Bible describes the mind as a spirit looking for the kingdom.
Read on.
You cannot keep a bad spirit from believing in the ways of YAH, but you can refuse them from entering into your mind with the truth.
Keep reading.
Renewing of the mind happens when we open our hearts and focus on what YAH is doing to renew our spirit.
That's what we got to do as a people, man. And some of y'all out there going through things, man, you don't have to go through them. You should be reaching out for counsel. Prayer, asking for prayer. Some of you get pride on you. You feel like, I don't need nobody, man. Let me tell you something. Everybody needs somebody.
That's right.
You'll see it when something go on in life and you look up and your brothers and sisters there, man, that makes you feel good.
That's right.
Right.
When you know somebody gonna stand with you. Read that off.
Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 16. That he who blesseth himself in the earth shall bless himself in the God of truth.
That's what you should be doing. Read.
And he that sweareth in the earth shall swear by the God of truth, because the former troubles are forgotten.
That's what y'all don't understand, man. But y'all won't forget, though. Y'all hold on to things that destroys you. Right. You got to forget, man. You have to forget those things that somebody did, man. Let that go. That ain't gonna build a house. Let go what you've been through. Whatever happened to you years ago. Bad things happen to all of us. We're in a bad place. We have to change it into a good place. Read.
And because they are hid from mine eyes, for behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind.
Everything that y'all wouldn't have been through, man, this stuff is going to be forgotten soon. It's just a temporary thing, and the enemy knows it. Read.
But be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I create. For behold, I create Jerusalem, a rejoicing, and her people a joy.
This is what we should be doing, man. We got the Passover coming up, man. A beautiful time. We do it every year. And every year I see some people missing. Why? What happened that year that drove them away? That's what I would ask them. What happened? Why is you building your house and you stop building? Who want to be caught out in the cold? It's going to get cold here soon. I'm telling you. You're going to need the right people around you. Like you say, Nehemiah didn't have no beast around him. Remember, read.
And I will rejoice in
He
Jerusalem,
said, I'm going to rejoice in these peoples. Read.
and joy in my people. And the voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her, nor the voice of crying.
No more depression, man. No more going through things. No more sadness. No more heartbreaks. No more. You got to fight through these things. These things are on us. We have to shake them off.
Right.
We have to let go. Read.
There shall be no more thence an infant of days, nor an old man that hath not filled his days. For the child shall die 100 years old, but the sinner, being 100 years old, shall be accursed.
Read home.
And they shall build houses.
They're going to build houses. Read.
And inhabit them.
And inhabit them. Read.
And they shall plant vineyards and eat the fruit of them.
Ain't we doing some of this now? What other school can say they doing this? Who one around here building and doing things? We're not out there on the corner just precepting. We're in here teaching people about life.
Right.
Learning how to use their hands. Transforming their mind. See, we got one day to come in and do our worship. We got the other 6 to take care of business.
That's right.
Who teaching a man to be a man, a woman to be a woman?
Bring it out.
Think about it. Sister should be on that phone talking about how many necks they're going to ring this week, this coming week in a couple weeks. Talking about how they're going to pluck some feathers off that bird. See, my granny, she'll pluck the feathers off when she get through frying that chicken and make you jump on the roof. Because that's fresh food.
Right.
That's fresh kill right there. They used to do, they didn't kill all their chickens and put them in the freezer. They went outside and got one. I don't know how she caught him. She was about 80 something. I know we used to have a dog. He used to be pooping on the front yard. She used to get a rock. He'd be in the back, catch him every time. I'm like, Granny should have been in the major leagues. Read on, man.
They shall not build, and another inhabit. They shall not plant, and another eat. For as the days of a tree are the days of my people.
Read on.
And mine elect shall long enjoy the work of their hands.
See, that's one thing that I see that Israel don't want to do. They want to still go to Walmart. We should have everybody in here doing something. We should be able to call a brother, hey, this is I need this. How much you gonna charge me to handle this? We still go to our enemies. We got a list up there. I bet a lot of people ain't bought one thing off. You don't know how to circulate the dollar amongst your own community. See, a lot of you don't even know your dollar don't even circulate in your own pocket. It go in direct deposit and back into the other person's pocket. See, once you start learning that money to circulate, you'll find out a lot of people in here won't be hurting. See, we got to learn to trust and build with each other. Read on.
They shall not labor in vain.
We're not, and the thing is, we're not going to labor in vain, man. Read.
Nor bring forth for trouble. For they are the seed of the blessed of the Lord.
They are the seed of the blessed of the Lord. Read.
And their offspring with them.
And their offspring, their children with them. Read.
And it shall come to pass that before they call, I will answer.
He say, he don't know what you're calling for. Read.
And while they are yet speaking,
Read on.
I will hear.
He say, I'm going to hear you. When you're in the right spirit, man, the Lord going to know you.
That's right.
That's why he's going to say, I never knew you. Because you never was in the right spirit. You still won't get out your own closet. Your mind. Open your mind up, man. Start dealing with each other more. Some of you can do business. Make sure the person you're doing business with got the same spirit. You don't want to just do business with. We had somebody in here do business with. They messed up my rims on my truck. 1 Kings 3:9, man. You know, and they not doing business no more. You know, you start building something, man, you should continue. Because guess what? This year, you might not have done as well because you're just getting your name out there. And with us helping promote your business, that's going to make your business thrive.
Right.
See, you got a vast network and you don't even know about it. But see, a lot of you out there that don't want to do nothing, but when it's your time, guess what you're going to do? You're going to complain because other people the spirit ain't going to be on them to move your stuff. See, you should do it unwillingly. You should just do it. It should just be second nature to you to share in light. What is hurting? Some of you still got that banana in your hand. Ain't it? That's the problem. See, we still got self-hatred, self-doubt in our head. That's what Christ was trying to get out of the Israelites. Read that off.
1 Kings chapter 3 and verse 9. I give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people.
See, you got to have an understanding mind to deal with your peoples. Read.
That I may discern between good and bad.
Read on.
For who is able to judge this thy so great a people?
Man, let me tell you, when you correcting and dealing with your people, man, they're going to give you headaches. They're going to give you frustration because once you tell them and they don't listen, and then they come back with their head hung down low, whose fault is it? When you understand a parent give you information, you know how many times my parents told me probably not to stick that fork in that socket, I still did it? I paid the price, didn't I? I paid the price, boy, when I stuck that fork in that socket. Well, them folks went through me, boy. But see, I never did it again. Some of us have to go through that, man. Read on.
And the speech pleased the Lord.
And the speech pleased the Lord. Read.
That Solomon had asked this thing.
Listen to what Solomon asked. Read.
And God said unto him,
Read on.
Because thou hast asked this thing, and hast not asked for thyself long life.
See, a lot of you are always about yourself, but read.
Neither hast asked riches for thyself.
He didn't even ask for no riches. Read.
Nor hast asked the life of thine enemies.
See, a lot of them pray for the damn folk killing all Edomites, man. That's not a righteous man.
Bring it out.
Come on, man. This is what they taught us when we came into truth, man. You gotta read your Bible, man. Read on.
But hast asked for thyself understanding to discern judgment.
See, you got to pray about asking for discernment to understand judgment. Read.
Behold,
read on.
I have done according to thy word.
I say I've done according to thy word. Read.
Lo, I have given thee a wise and understanding heart, so that there was none like thee before thee.
Read on,
neither after thee shall any arise like unto thee. And I have also given thee that which thou hast not asked.
He say he gonna give thee what thou even asked for. Read.
Both riches and honor.
Read on.
So that there shall not be any among the kings like unto thee all thy days.
Read,
And if thou wilt walk in my ways, to keep my statutes and my commandments, as thy father David did walk, then I will lengthen thy days.
You heard this, man? Know what you're praying for. Praying for a better spirit, a better mind. Don't worry about the rest. The Lord will give it to you.
Right.
Once your spirit is right, you'll start finding out, man. You ain't got nothing to worry about. You'll be like them. I ain't worried about nothing. I heard my drunk cousin say that. I'm like, you should be worried about DUI, killing somebody. Proverbs 16:23, man. I just tell you the truth. I know I talk about my family, but they are entertainment. You know, you got to go watch the show sometimes. You know, you go by, they're going to tell you about their problems. You call them and tell about their problems. Let me get back with you. Read this.
Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 23.
Read.
The heart of the wise teacheth his mouth.
See, you got to understand. The heart of the wise teaches his mouth. See, the ones that's not wise, they let anything come out their mouth. You got to teach your mouth, man. You got to control your mouth, your thoughts.
That's right.
Read.
And added learning to his lips.
You understand when you start doing these things, what it does for you? You got to start practicing things that makes you perfect. Give me Proverbs 18:15. I'm telling you, once you start taking this Bible and implementing some of these things, and some of these stuff, precepts y'all get in class, y'all should take some of them and just say, I'm going to apply this to my life.
That's right.
I can't do the whole class this week, but I'm going to take some of this and I'm going to apply it.
That's right.
And I'm going to see how this works out this week. Just taking baby steps. Read this out.
Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 15. The heart of the prudent getteth knowledge.
See, the mind of the prudent, those ones that listen, that come in and take this serious, they're going to start gathering knowledge. The ones that take counseling serious, the ones that when they reach out to their brothers and sisters and ask for information, they get knowledge. The ones that don't, guess what? They live in that darkness in their head. Read.
And the ear of the wise,
The ear of the wise, read.
seeketh knowledge.
They seek knowledge. The ear of the wise seek knowledge. They asking questions. I was a child, I asked questions, man, and Dad be like, shut up. How did this work? Sister, let me tell you, they get something, I go tear it apart, see how it works. I want to know. I was seeking things, man. I couldn't put it back together at that time. I was too little. But they would find their stuff tore up. You know, I hired it somewhere. I didn't do it. But I used to work on things, man. Dad working on the car, guess where I'm at? I'm out there watching. Give me that tool over there. I come back with the wrong. But I was trying. See, some of us, we don't try because we failed to even show up.
That's right.
We make excuses. When you avoid of understanding about life and knowing how to build, you should always be around and always ask questions. It's very important. Proverbs 22:17. Read this.
Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 17.
After all this, read.
Bow down thine ear and hear the words of the wise.
See, that's what you should be doing because you've been thought that you rich and wise with knowledge. You thinking no one can tell you nothing. The knowledge you have is to pay bills, to be a slave, to work for your enemy, to never have control of your life. That's the knowledge you have. And that's the knowledge that people push out on you. I hear people all the time, go get a job. Well, I got to go get captivity. Why can't you say, go get your own business? They can't say that, can they? Go do for yourself. Go build yourself. Something positive. But read.
And apply thine heart unto my knowledge.
And apply your mind. You got to be applying this, man. You can't take it and sometimes you call somebody, man, speak about the Bible. Talk about what class was out there week. You'll start seeing your conversation change. The words coming out your mouth, then you'll understand I'm starting to speak with wisdom now. Because when you're speaking about worldly things, you're speaking of uneducated things.
Right.
Because everything they say here, science is to know. That's it. They give everything credit to science, not to the power. A lot of people go in the hospital and get surgery, tell the doctor thank you before they even pray to the power.
Mm-hmm.
So they believe in man. But read.
For it is a pleasant thing if thou keep them within thee. They shall withal be fitted in thy lips.
You understand? Making sure what you do, man. Give me Ecclesiastes 8:15. Making sure what you're doing, man, that you're doing it in the spirit of the Most High and the Son. So when you have to correct that doctor in the hospital, speak to him wisely. You know, we can't be in there going berserk like Shaniqua. Read this, Ark.
Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 15. Then I commended mirth.
Read.
Because a man had no better thing under the sun than to eat.
That's to learn, read.
And to drink.
Get understanding, read.
And to be merry.
Be happy, read.
For that shall abide with him of his labor the days of his life.
We lazy as hell, man. We wait on everything. That's why I say they need to take these remote control TVs and put the knob back on the TV.
Bring it out.
Some of you be too lazy to get them change the channel. I ain't gonna change it. I'm just gonna watch the prison. See, the world, they have played on you, man, made everything comfortable for you to destroy you. But read.
Which God giveth him under the sun.
Read on.
When I applied mine heart to know wisdom.
See, when you apply your mind, read.
And to see the business that is done upon the earth.
Read on.
For also there is that neither day nor night seeth sleep with his eyes.
Keep reading.
Then I beheld all the work of God, that a man cannot find out the work that is done under the sun. Because though a man labor to seek it out, yet he shall not find it. Yea, farther, though a wise man think to know it, yet shall he not be able to find it.
Let me tell you something. All your day, your life, you should be seeking this wisdom and knowledge.
That's right.
You're not going to find it out there in that world. You're not going to find it at your job. I don't care, on the airplane, on the television. You're not going to find it nowhere. You got to apply your mind to know God. And these things will you be built spiritually. This world was never set up. Give me Job 11:13. This world was never set up to build you spiritual. It was set up to bring you down. You know, some of us, we still believe in ourselves. I don't believe nothing that I do. I always say, if we weren't from the Father and the Son, I wouldn't be doing none of this. I'm not capable. I couldn't foresee studying like I do. You know, I used to do my homework in class so I can go play after school. That's how it was, man. I didn't want to be sitting at home doing homework, all the people outside.
That's right.
You can hear all the chat outside at your window. Hey, how's it going on? I'm outside, man. Read this.
Job chapter 11 and verse 13. If thou prepare thine heart,
It's going, the scriptures are repetitive. Read.
and stretch out thine hands toward him.
See how you're not praying. If you're not preparing yourself, and you're not stretching your hands out, your prayer got to be in righteousness. You got to be praying for the thing. You got a problem at your job. Pray about it. Pray about your co-worker. Pray about you got a worrisome neighbor. You'll find out how the Spirit dealt with it. Pray about these things. Pray for your wife. Pray for your husband. Pray for your family members. Pray about these things. And you'll start to understand them all. Read.
If iniquity be in thine hand,
See, if it be in thy works, read.
put it far away,
You got to stop it. Read.
and let not wickedness dwell in thy
In
tabernacle.
your thoughts and your body. Read.
For then shalt thou lift up thy face without spot.
When you praying, do it in righteousness. Read.
Yea, thou shalt be steadfast and shalt not fear.
You should be firmly established when you understand you come into this walk. Don't come in here pretending. Don't come in here playing. Don't come in here thinking this is a sideshow. Come in here serious.
Right.
Some of you ain't been serious about nothing in your life because life has been a game. School was a game. I was an A student in the 3rd grade. I just gave it up. It didn't mean nothing to me. It didn't mean nothing to me to buy into their system. I was a child when I even raised my hand to pray for the flag. I was doing it. Spiritually, I could see back then something was on me. Because I didn't buy into it. I didn't buy into the church system around here. I went to a couple churches and I was like, man, is this what goes on? The preacher leave his wife for the choir director. The preacher get caught up raping women, giving them drugs. This ain't for me. That wasn't for me. I seen it. That's how I stayed away. But read.
Because thou shalt forget thy misery,
That's the unhappiness. Read.
and remember it as waters that pass away.
Read on.
And thine age shall be clearer than the noonday.
Once you grow in this truth, you start becoming pure and pure, man. That's like it's the noonday. Read.
Thou shalt shine forth. Thou shalt be as the morning.
Thou shalt be as the light, like Christ. Read.
And thou shalt be secure.
Free. Read.
Because there is hope.
There is hope. Read.
Yea, thou shalt dig about thee.
You should open things about your mind. Read.
And thou shalt take thy rest in safety.
You're going to take your rest in safety once you start believing and trusting. Read.
And thou shalt lie down, and none shall make thee afraid.
None. Read.
Yea, many shall make suit unto thee.
Many going to have problems with what you're doing, but read.
But the eyes of the wicked shall fail,
They're going to fail every time, man.
and
Read.
they shall not escape.
They're not going to escape. Read.
And their hope shall be as the giving up of the ghost.
They're going to be hope just like dying, man. They're going to leave here with nothing. Understand these things, man. Isaiah 44:21. The thing that I'm trying to just get you to open your mind, man, trust in Christ. You're not trusting in me. I ain't did nothing. Trust in Christ. Believe. And you can tell by a person's body's work. Over a decade, man, have one person come in here and just and bear false witness, bear witness against you about something. Some people don't understand. Some of these brothers sitting at this table, their report is good. You're not gonna hear nothing negative coming. But what they try to make up out there. When you're around people that's got good reports, man, it's gonna make the body have good reports.
Right.
But it's up to the body. The body don't want to have good reports because the body trusts in themselves. It'd be like that song, you're headed for self-destruction, you're headed for I'm Miss Freddie B coming in, you know? Y'all better understand, man, your mind has destroyed a lot of people, man. The system has just destroyed them. But read this,
Isaiah chapter 44 and verse 21.
Read on.
Remember these, O Jacob and Israel, for thou art my servant.
Thou art my servant. Read.
I have formed thee. Thou art my servant.
Read on.
O Israel, thou shalt not be forgotten of me. I have blotted out as a thick cloud thy transgression.
See, y'all don't understand. Everything that don't happen, let it go.
Get it out.
He forgot you, forgave you, but your mind can't forgive somebody, man. Your mind can't, no, I can't let it go, man. You gotta let it go, man. And it refreshes your spirit to know that nobody means harm to you. It's your mind that thinks that way. Read.
And as a cloud,
As a cloud, as a covering, read.
thy sins return unto me, for I have redeemed thee.
I have redeemed thee, reformed thee, corrected thee. Read. Sing, read.
O ye heavens, for the Lord hath done it.
See, y'all don't understand who have done these works. That's who you should be raising your hands up, praying to the east. Pray about these things that you deal with. Somebody call you with the wrong call. Pray about it. Pray about everything. You'll find out that once you start doing these things, you start understanding everything.
Right.
You can't understand things on your own because your mind has been formed in a wicked way, in a corrupt way. Read.
Shout, ye lower parts of the earth, break forth into singing. Ye mountains, O forest, and every tree therein.
Every person therein, read.
For the Lord hath redeemed Jacob,
Read on.
and glorified himself in Israel.
He's going to glorify himself in us. We have to be righteous spirits. We can't be out here half working at it. We can't be out here lying to ourselves. You're going to get your skirt raised up.
That's right.
See, somebody going to see you. Some of the information going to get out. So you can't be two-faced in here. That's what they call them out in the world.
Bring it out.
Read on.
Thus saith the Lord, thy Redeemer,
Thy Redeemer, read.
and he that formed thee from the womb.
He that knew thee from the womb, read.
I am the Lord that maketh all things,
Read on.
that stretcheth forth the heavens alone, that spreadeth abroad the earth by myself.
You understand, man? The power is doing this through us,
Right.
by himself. And I don't have no ill will towards these other brothers in these schools, man. I just know what they're doing is craziness. See, now you know if you pray and you ask and you seek those things to know and understand that everybody's not going to be righteous in the spirit.
That's right.
That's right.
1 Corinthians 28:9. 1 Chronicles 28:9. My bad. Understand these things. I just want to see a nation heal themselves. Get away from your old man. Be put on that new man. And see, when you read that scripture, you still don't understand what it's saying.
That's right.
You got to put on that new man, or that new woman. You got to let go of who you was, whoever you was out there in that world. Read that out.
1 Chronicles chapter 28 and verse 9. And thou, Solomon, my son, know thou the God of thy father, and serve him with a perfect heart.
That's what y'all have to have, a perfect mind. Everything you do, man, you got to pray about it and correct it. See, a lot of us, we won't do that, man, because they got us tied up in captivity all the time, but you still have to do it. Go take you a restroom break, start up a prayer. You know, a lot of sisters, they go in there and take pictures, but go in there and do the right thing.
That's right.
Read.
And with a willing mind.
A willing mind. Read.
For the Lord searcheth all hearts.
He searches for you, man. Read.
And understandeth all the imaginations of the thoughts.
Read on.
If thou seek him,
If thou seek him, read.
he will be found of thee.
You heard this, man? The blueprint, read.
But if thou forsake him,
If you, hey, I ain't got other things to do, read.
he will cast thee off forever.
Listen at that, man. Read.
Take heed now.
What did it say?
Take heed now.
Read.
For the Lord hath chosen thee to build an house for the sanctuary.
He chosen you. He chose you. That's an honor. Read.
Right.
Be strong and do it.
To be strong and do it. Read.
Then David gave to Solomon, his son, the pattern of the porch,
He gave him the blueprint, man. Read.
and of the houses thereof, and of the treasures thereof, and of the upper chambers thereof, and of the inner parlors thereof, and of the place of the mercy seat,
Read on.
and the pattern of all that he had by the Spirit.
By what?
By the Spirit.
He gave him all these things by the Spirit. Give me 1 Corinthians 2:16, man. I'm out of here. It's your mind. Understand, your mind is a self-made ticking time bomb. It would destroy relationships. It would destroy houses. It would destroy nations. Understand that mind, man. They have programmed that mind to be destructive. That mind will tear things down. Just deal with one of them sisters out there, man. I seen a guy blow one wig off, man. She turned around and let him have it. Read this,
1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 16.
Read.
For who hath known the mind of the Lord?
Who have known the mind, the word, the understanding, the information? Read.
That he may instruct him.
That he may instruct you. Read.
But we have the mind of Christ.
You got to have the mind of Christ to make it to the kingdom, Israel.
Right.
That's our only way.
Right.
To make it from all this misery we going through, to make it out of all this turmoil we don't deal with. That's our calling. That's our calling. And I hope y'all get an understanding, man. I hope and pray that y'all take this serious. Get out your head. Your head are destroyed. Open up, man, to counseling. The bishop phone should be ringing off the hook tonight. After class. Sit down.